not playing a song. He's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Somebody left show notes here, which is always my favorite.
That's from yesterday.
What is the bottom list? There's some numbers there with teams, and off the top of my head, I can't. Do you know what they are already?
Yeah, I read that on the show yesterday.
Oh, I got it.
What did you think it was?
I didn't, because it had this. It started with Broncos 47, Vikings, and so I'm thinking like first thing I go is like, oh, wins, losses, playoff, no, and then okay, I got you.
It's the arrests. I don't know. I think they gave it to Allen, and then must have passed on to.
It's a weird show prep sheet. It's like weird fonts.
Yeah, highlight. I think that's a highlight.
Highlights. Hey, you know what? To each their own. I used to work with Don Geronimo, and he had the.
You Don Geronimo?
Don Geronimo sounds good. Had the weirdest / coolest show prep sheet. It wasn't even a sheet. It was like a thick black rectangular construction paper. Like, is that
poster board
ish, and then little different colored Post-its with stuff written on a Sharpie, and his Post-its were color coordinated for like, category of topic. I don't remember them all. I used to. Like, his green ones were for an evergreen topic that you could, if we have time today, great. If not, whatever.
That stayed on the board.
It would stay on the board, exactly. And then I think red ones were, we got to get to it today. I think there was a color for guests. And then it would be, it was his method was like, and as the show would go, much like any show, or our show at least, we'd move stuff around as the day would develop. So in breaks, sometimes he'd take one Post-it off and put it here and put another and move it over here so he could move all his stuff in front of him. And I wanted it. I tried it once. I just too, not complicated, just too. Everyone has their own way.
Yeah.
We have our way.
I like to check off the segments.
You like to check the segments off. We have a little Google Doc.
Yeah.
Like leading off today, Chris asked me, texted me about a half hour ago. Said, "Hey, you don't have a third leading off because we always have three."
Mm-hmm. Not today.
Not today.
Yeah.
Let's just be clear, man. It's Friday.
It is.
There ain't a lot going on. There's just not a lot. Now we got some cool stuff to talk about, and Dave Richards going to join us today.
Nice.
To help you with your fantasy football.
I need help.
I kind of do too.
Yeah.
I need to be either talked out of or reinforced into some things.
Yeah, I think I need to be or convinced on some stuff, because there's some things looking at some ranking. I finally started looking at some stuff, and I'm a little bit stunned by some of the rankings from players.
Like running backs?
Yeah.
Like how high wide receivers are this year?
More so like why some of the running backs, this happens every year with the running backs, and that's where I think it goes wrong for a lot of people, myself included.
100%.
Because at this time last year, like unequivocally, well, it was a lot of talk about Christian McCaffrey, which he's still like the number one for a while. But Jonathan Taylor, got to get Jonathan Taylor. Is he worse now? But now it's Breece Hall. Got to get Breece Hall. Got to get Bijan Robinson. Are they going to be where the receiver list kind of stays the same? There's Jefferson. There's Tyreek Hill. There's, the elite receivers, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Like that's the group.
It's
I'd rather know that. Jamar Chase, I know he's not signed, but
right.
CeeDee Lamb, that group's pretty consistent.
It's super funny that you bring up Jonathan Taylor, because I was talking to a buddy yesterday. He's super fantasy football-y, And that was like the topic all day. It's like, God, what do you do with Jonathan Taylor?
Yeah.
And what's so funny is, what was it, 2 years ago? He was like the number one.
Yeah.
You got to grab him. And then he got hurt and all that.
Right.
And while I was talking to my buddy, I was like, God, how old is Jonathan Taylor? He's been around. And then I looked it up. He's 25.
Right. Yeah.
I feel like he's 28.
Right.
It really
And what a
is weird.
dinosaur that would be.
Right?
But yeah, I know it, running back deal.
And I have another friend, and his whole thing is, look, here's what I do. He believes that receivers are the key to winning a championship. That you draft your receivers because there's usually no receiver by committee. They're going to play every game. You stock up on your receivers. You have ones on the bench for bye weeks or trades. You get everyone's going to have a good decent quarterback. And then he'll draft running backs a little later than everyone, and then he's always confident that he can pick up a running back later,
or find the one that, like, wow, I got that guy in the 8th round.
Right.
He's like a second round running back.
That's right.
By the end of the year.
And the funny thing is, I actually think it's sound logic. Also, he never wins.
I actually agree with his philosophy.
Yeah,
maybe I don't win enough either. Maybe I need to move on from my philosophy.
Well, and then you have guys that they will not draft anything but a running back in the first 4 rounds.
Yeah.
Hell or high water.
Right.
Hell or high water. They will not draft. The first 4 rounds are locked for running back. Doesn't matter who it is.
And maybe I'm sure Dave Richard will set us and all of you out there straight today.
Well, and it's once again, it's one of those
know your league, know your system.
Know your league, know your system. That is always the first and foremost. Everyone gets caught up in all these fantasy draft kits. And that's fine. You should do your research, do your own research. But I've always said the number one fantasy football research thing that so many people overlook is the absolute dumbest, simplest thing. Go to last year.
Yeah.
Look at your point scoring.
Yeah.
Rank your players.
Yeah. And you know what, as I say that, what I've been saying, like, my league is not PPR. So yeah.
Psycho.
It's just score. It's been that way. It's scoring.
Ugh.
I mean, there's yardage impact for what you get, but it doesn't matter if you had 15 catches as a running back. It's the yards you get. Yeah. So that's the way we do it. And we've done it forever. And there's different gadgets and gimmicks that we do in that league that impact the way you draft.
I used to get so worked up about that and try to fight it in every league and come and bring votes and all that. And then I think now I don't think I'm in one of those leagues anymore.
Yeah.
I can't do it. Like I just, everyone has their own.
Yeah.
My wife's in a league with, as a matter of fact, the friends we always travel with, the couple. So they've had a fantasy football league forever. And Jason's bringing inside jokes today from off the air. So they have a league, and it is like, it's one of those where like the winning score every week is like 57-50.
Right.
And I'm just like, I will not participate, not doing it.
Not going to do
and
it.
we'll talk and we'll, we'll argue about it. And in the end, it's just like, well, that's how we've done it.
Yeah. Welcome to the 90s.
Welcome to the 90s.
My secret is to winning fantasy football.
What?
Draft Patrick Mahomes.
I mean, again, it depends on the league you're in, but the funny thing about Patrick, I don't even know if Patrick Mahomes is going to be the first quarterback off the board.
And that to me is where I feel like there's flaws in fantasy football.
Right.
Like, there will be people that would, I don't know, just the example we said, Bijan Robinson, Breece Hall, like these running backs who may be great this year. And Mahomes is like 3rd round. And you just go, what are we doing?
Numbers. I mean, you look at like Patrick Mahomes was 6th in yardage last year.
So that's good. I mean,
yeah,
there's better, but
it's not number 1.
Right.
He was 8th in touchdowns last year.
Okay. Are you still on 6th?
I will go back to 6th. Right. Where are you, Ding Dong? Here we go. Okay. Yeah.
And who was above him?
Purdy, Allen, Prescott, Goff, Tua.
And Allen would be the only one I'd go, you could draft him ahead of
I'm with you.
But if you drafted the other guys, though, you may have had a better year.
Yeah.
Just like, I don't know.
I mean, Tua was a great quarterback
he
last
was.
year. The guy who led the whole league in touchdowns was Dak Prescott. You're not factoring in rushing touchdowns.
Sure.
Either,
That's
obviously.
where Josh Allen and Lamar help.
Right. Do you know off the top of your head who led the league in rushing touchdowns last year? I was going back through stuff and I was like, oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh, well, then it's not who because I was thinking it was either Allen or Jackson. Is it Fields or something?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. For running backs.
Oh, running backs? McCaffrey.
Although, to your point, Josh Allen was second overall in rushing touchdowns.
Oh, wait, I'm saying McCaffrey, but was it Montgomery?
Montgomery, that's a good guess. Number 5. By the way, who did you say? McCaffrey, number 4. Yeah, this took me a second. I forgot.
I don't know.
And by the way, Jalen Hurts was tied with Josh Allen with 15 touchdowns. The league leader in touchdowns, funny enough, in both my leagues, I got him as a free agent, luckily, because I don't know why he wasn't drafted.
See, that's another point, right?
Raheem Mostert, Miami.
Yeah.
Right.
So I would bet that could happen again. Not maybe the leading touchdown getter, but that a running back is picked up that has an impact as opposed to a receiver. I think the receivers will be nabbed and gone and accounted for, whereas a running back, you might get someone in week 4 off the waiver wire like, that was my running back 1 by the end of the year. And so to me, that's why I go, if I'm debating between running back and receiver, generally I'm picking receiver unless it's McCaffrey.
And the guy who's being talked about as the number 1 overall pick in many drafts, Breece Hall, didn't break 1,000 yards, and he had 5 touchdowns. 5 rushing.
Doesn't sound like a number 1 to me.
No. Saquon Barkley, who will go higher this year than he should based on numbers.
Right.
Had 6 touchdowns, 19th in the league, tied with Josh Jacobs and Tony Pollard.
Yeah, but 3 years ago, maybe, because we said Jonathan, he was the number 1. Like, you got to get Saquon.
I've got to get Saquon.
That changes.
Ken in the chat says, I just do auto pick and roll with it. Now, look.
Way to go, Ken.
Anyone can do whatever they want.
It's your league.
I will tell you.
It's your dollars.
I despise, and Kenneth, this isn't personal. Love you. I despise those people. Not personally.
Those people?
Yeah, I said those.
Whoa, you do.
My whole thing is, because, like,
Wow.
We had a guy do that 2 years in a row in one of our leagues, and it was like, bro, can't do it a third year. We just got to replace you.
Did he win?
No.
Okay, good.
No. But even if either way, win or lose, it's like,
why?
There's no point.
Yeah.
What is the point?
Yeah.
You got to participate. You got to be involved. If that's the thing. Otherwise, we'll just get a computer.
Yeah.
We can just put, the 12th person in our league as computer 1.
Yeah. One of mine this year actually is on it's next Thursday. Sac State plays football. I'll be broadcasting.
Yeah, you can't.
But
you can
I'm going to do that 100%. I'll never let it. But I hate that. I'm already sad about that team and it hasn't even been selected yet. I love to draft.
Have you considered maybe giving the wife or somebody a list? Letting them draft for you?
No, but I could. That could be fun.
I mean,
could be.
Chris told me he'd do that for me once.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like something I'd say.
You think if you and I allowed Chris to do it, at what point do you think he would draft the worst team? I mean, isn't he going for the worst team?
100%.
Oh, I wouldn't do that.
Come back in. It's like, I got my wide receiver one's Juwan Johnson.
Yeah.
Juwan Jennings.
How did I end up at QB with Aaron Judge? What?
Oh, the wrong Aaron. We'll take a break. We got a fun show for you today. It is Friday, Fun and Games Friday. What? And Jason Ross going back in time, back to when we had 3-hour shows. You got to go do charity work today.
I do.
Yeah,
for the kids.
Yeah, he's really
it is charity work.
Getting his rolling up his sleeves and
raising some funds,
helping the less fortunate.
And Chris is going to go see Beck live tonight. Everybody's got plans.
What about you?
Me?
I mean, you're dressed for Beck.
How is one dressed for Beck?
Just when I saw you walk in, I thought this looks like a guy that's going to a Beck concert.
I'm going back to cat shirts. It's Carmichael Dave, Jason Ross, it's Christopher live. It's Friday. It's all you. Love you. Stick with us. 4 hours. We'll be right back.
Keegan Murray plays here.
Keegan scores another three-pointer. Keegan Murray knocking it down to 23 points. Match De'Aaron Fox for game scoring honors.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
Did you know that your largest investment asset might not be your retirement account or home? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life, Most people don't realize that their life insurance policy is actually an asset they can sell. But for almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. We've even created a free policy value calculator at abacuspays.com so you can find out in seconds what we might pay for your policy. There are no fees and no obligations, just information. Knowing the value of your life insurance policy is as important as knowing the value of your home, your equity portfolio, or your finances in total. Discover the valuable information you need to understand the current market value for your life insurance, and then get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Visit abacuspays.com to learn more and use our free policy value calculator today.
Leading off the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
Good snap. Good hold. Redemption for Robbie. And the San Francisco 49ers win their 9th in a row. 37-34 in overtime over the Las Vegas Raiders.
Hey. Niners, Raiders.
This time it's not really for real.
Tonight.
Tonight it is
2 teams.
The funny thing is my my semi-weekly Spades game with the other couple is tonight, and he's a huge Raider fan. And the Niners are in Vegas for this one. This is what's so funny about preseason, right? And I'm sure there's like actual reasoning, but the Niners, I think, were a 1-point dog last week to who they play, the Saints.
Yeah.
They were a 1-point dog, I think, at home to the Saints. They're a 7-point favorite against the Raiders. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I think Brock Purdy's playing a little. Is he?
He's supposed to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember when this was played yearly, either in Oakland or in San Francisco, and then they stopped it because of the fighting. Not amongst the players.
No, amongst the fans.
And it wasn't in Oakland.
You're right. It actually kind of became more of a San Francisco thing.
Yeah.
Though the image has been, look, there's fights in every city, sadly. But I guess we're okay because it's Vegas now. I don't know.
I was watching, been watching that Welcome to Wrexham show I told you. And they did a episode on like hooliganism. And they were interviewing some
hooligans.
Yeah. Some like Wrexham hooligans and other hooligans. They were talking about like, turf and
old guys.
Yeah. And I was thinking about it. I was like, I don't think we shame people that fight at sporting events enough. Like
we film really them and highlight it and put it out on social
media. It's like entertaining. Like I just want to say that because I really thought about this. How much of an absolute complete douchebag loser do you have to be like, my ball team is great and yours is lame, and if you don't like that, let's have fisticuffs.
It's time. We're going to the point where I might knock you out, you might knock me out, and I'm out. This is what I came to the game for.
This is why I came. This is why those kids and the family over there came. Right. I mean, really, when you think about it, like those, honestly,
it's so
they should
dumb.
be doxxed. It should be publicly. You should have. That's one of those things where it's like, bring back the town square, put them in the middle for a day. Don't throw rocks or anything. Just point and laugh at them for like a full day. Like, how you're an adult. You're a grown person that, unfortunately, and I mean this with all of my heart, has probably bred and brought other yous into the world. How
they might even be with you,
right? And by the way, we've all been. You're talking to a guy whose last physical altercation was after Kings Lakers game 6. Like, not proud of it. This is not a holier than thou soapbox. I've been there. Young, stupid, idiot, moron, dumb. But it's just so stupid. It really these players don't know you. You're not in a gang. Like, oh, this is because one of them was like, they're coming onto our turf. What do you mean your turf? It's owned by Ryan Reynolds. It's not your turf. You literally paid what?
That's going back more of like hundreds of years over there.
I get that over there's some deep, like, I mean, even to the, like, went into the Celtic Rangers rivalry. That's just like about religion. It's not even about soccer.
Manchester Liverpool is about a canal that was dug out.
But how many people today between those two are getting in the old fisticuffs going, that canal? No, they're getting drunk and yelling at each other. And then someone's, you got two alphas going at it. And next thing you know, rawr. And I was thinking about it, like, I've just kind of, look, I'm not going to lie. I love MMA.
Yeah.
Baseball fights are kind of cool when they happen, whatever. I'm just talking about, like, you pay good money parking. You're paying God knows how much more. How much of a ridiculous amount you're paying for booze at the game.
Right.
You probably got sauced up before, which is at least kind of
what led to it.
Right.
Yeah.
Then you're paying a ton of money to get hammered at a game that you just paid a ton of money to go to. And by the way, you probably bitch about financial problems all week long before the game.
Right.
Then you go to the game and then you brawl with people. And it's like, what are you? What are you as a human? What is this? Why?
And then even the fight itself, whether it's deemed good, great, whatever, terrible, silly, like no punches landed, all punches landed. If you quote unquote win the fight, feel good about that.
Nope.
You quote unquote get worked.
Well,
you feel good about that.
That's what I'm saying. They do.
Yeah.
Dominance. Does that mean your team just won?
But do you feel that even like really like when you get home, you're like, yeah, what was I doing?
There's no winner. There is no winner in that situation. You just you look stupid. And
the rest of us just film it, right?
And everybody
films
it like, look at these morons.
And I'm not saying, I don't know that you want to get in the middle of that, but is there any way to stop it before it gets going? I don't know. You're just like, what are we doing?
Look, if there's women and children involved, you kind of got to get involved. Yeah. And it's like when somebody actually do the dishes. Like, I don't want to. I'm going to catch a stray. But, you see a woman or a kid involved, you got to. But, and then the ones that get me is like when you see someone brought in, like you see their kid next to them. And I'm like, that kid has no chance.
Yeah.
Just write him off right now. That kid has zero chance. That poor bastard. You just lost the lottery and your prison sentence is that your dad?
Yeah.
Nice catch, Blanco Nino.
Damn right. Cut number 2.
Cut number 2.
But we start with breaking news from the Seattle Mariners. The team will reportedly fire manager Scott Service and replace him with former M's catcher Dan Wilson. That is according to Ken Rosenthal. Service has been the Mariners manager since the start of the 2026 season. The M's held a 10-game lead in the AL West, entering play on June 19th. Since then, Seattle has been in a free fall with the second worst record in the majors, just only behind the White Sox. They have also dropped below 500. Over that span, they have the 4th fewest runs in the league, and they currently trail the Astros by 5 games in the division as well. As for Dan Wilson, he spent 14 years as...
I don't care. All right. I don't care about Dan Wilson.
He's going to lead the turnaround.
There are 34 games left in the season. The Mariners are 5.5, as she said, or 5 behind the Astros. And they have a better chance of winning that division than they do winning the wild card.
Mm-hmm. And what's their record right now?
Their record right now is 64-64.
Yeah, I thought they were 500. Yeah.
Now is again, as the reporter said, and we talked. Remember when they had a 10-game lead?
Mm-hmm.
And last year they see. I mean, we'll talk about this a little bit more in Safer Out, but I love this. I wish this.
You love the firing.
This should happen more in the look. You're coming down the stretch. It ain't working. Now, look, I get it. Scott Service wasn't the guy who didn't get the hit, and he wasn't the guy that, didn't round the base and tag out. But this wasn't him. But you can't trade anyone. Deadline's over. This has been a repeated process with the players. And look, will it work? Are they going to make the playoffs? Almost certainly they will not. But it is the one last lever you can kind of pull, especially if you don't think you're going to retain this guy after the year. Screw it. Let him go. Give this other dude 30-something games. Shake up the players. Holy crap, they fired the skipper. What? I better get my stuff together. I mean, that's the hope. And then go on a run. Is that going to happen? Probably not. But They obviously were in some doldrums going from a 10-game lead to 5. That's a 15.5 game difference from just a couple months ago. Dude had to go.
Well, and then perspective on what was said there in that report too, the second worst record to the White Sox since that time, since January, whatever. June 10th.
Yeah. And that's and look, the Mariners, hey, remember around midseason last year, I was like, Mariners are my sneaky pick to win the world. They're a talented team. They have a decent pitching staff. They got Julio Rodriguez and a bunch of hitters, man. Yeah. Like, they should be better than they are. And I weirdly always kind of root for them.
Weirdly.
Just I don't.
Yeah. Chris loves them.
Because they're so loosey historically. Yeah, I always remember that year they won, like 197 games and lost to the Yankees, wasn't it?
Loosey team from a loosey city.
You don't like Seattle?
He hates Seattle.
Why?
We've talked about this.
Have we?
Yeah.
Seattle.
I don't remember.
St. Louis.
And the state of Arkansas.
Well, I mean, okay. What? Just refresh me real quick. Why do you
the people?
You don't like Seattle people?
No.
I mean, I don't. Yeah.
They're so arrogant.
They are.
Wow.
But
he's putting them all together.
But can't you like a city and just not?
Yeah. If there was 0 people there, I would love Seattle.
I love Seattle.
He loved it in lockdown when people weren't allowed out. He was like, I love
that.
Seattle.
Was great.
They're all getting sick.
No, I don't disagree with you about the people necessarily. I love that area. I love that. I love the Pacific Northwest. I really
you could relocate there.
100,000%. But Seattle's a little too not only expensive but crowded.
I love Portland way more than Seattle.
Nah, see, Portland's too weird for me too.
Hey, keep it weird.
Yeah, it's. I get why you like Portland more, but it's a little too little. And Voodoo Donut's way overrated.
No, I've never gone there.
No,
you just don't have to go there.
Yeah, but
I love that. That's the second thing of Portland,
right? But can't you can't you enjoy Seattle and just ignore the people?
Huh?
I mean, how much interaction do you have with like when you go up to Seattle?
I don't even have to talk to them. Just like looking at them and just overhearing their conversations. Like, oh, we're the greatest people ever. Everyone wants to be here.
I mean,
you don't deserve a basketball team. We're much bigger, so we deserve.
All
one.
right. Well, if you're gonna go there, yes, I did not enjoy their performance during that. But I love that area. Those little Puget Sound islands. We got a break.
Do we have any meters in Seattle?
We'll take a break. When we come back, Niners Raiders preseason action. Are you fired up? And we got some NFL notes today. Said Dave Richards going to join us. ESPN put out their NBA rankings. Where the heck are the Sacramento Kings?
Where the heck are they?
Where are they? Where in the world are the Sacramento Kings? But in the meantime, once again, I'm here to save you money with my friends at American Energy Heating and Air, your second opinion partners. Good morning, everybody. It's Friday. I'm assuming you're on a 5-day work week. For those of you who are not, I apologize. But listen, congratulations for almost making it through the entire week. You can coast today. I give you permission to take the day off. And if you get fired, well, listen, you're going to need to save some money. So that means if you got an HVAC problem going right now or on the horizon, and you've already made the terrible mistake of going to somebody that's not American Energy, don't worry about it. Take that bid, put it in your pocket, call American Energy out. They will, for free, no cost, come to your house, look at the problem, and give you their estimate. And then just compare the two, see how much money you're saving, go with American Energy, and feel good. In fact, have a night out on me. That's right. Go to Seattle, hang out with the people. You can get a hold of American Energy at 916-520-9990, 916-520-9990. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ Better Business Bureau. That's all you need to know, man. They're good, they're awesome, and they're cheap. Not they're cheap, but you're going to pay a lot less than you would at other places. Niners, Raiders, preseason action, the weekend of football next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Dirk Verdorn in the KCRA3 Weather Center, and today we have a bit of sunshine this morning, but increasing cloud cover as the weather system moves in. This will bring the chance for some cooler temperatures with daytime highs in the mid to upper 70s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
Shop Folsom Lake Kia for special offers right now. I'm Coach Doug Christie urging you to visit my friends at Folsom Lake Kia and save big on your next new or certified pre-owned vehicle right now. Visit FolsomLakeKia.com.
The feet have a really big impact on how the rest of the body moves. The knees, the hips, the lower back especially. If the foot isn't properly aligned, all of these joints are going to function incorrectly. That results in a lot of muscle tension and chronic pain. What I really like about the Good Feet system is that the right arch supports can put the foot in its proper alignment. So all the joints up the rest of the body will be aligned properly as well. And when the body's aligned, we can reduce the risk of injury and chronic pain.
Come to the Good Feet store now for a free fitting and test walk. Hey, check it out. We've got an incredible lineup of live music and events with the Sacktown Sports live events calendar. It's a gathering of soul legends in one fantastic summer show at the Soul Fest 24 Live on August 24th at Thunder Valley. Plus, take a trip back in time with 80s Rewind at Thunder Valley on September 1st. September 4th, it's Montgomery Gentry bringing their rockin' country to the Crest Theater. Then Train and REO Speedwagon at the Toyota Amphitheater on September 6th. And the Doobie Brothers are appearing there on September 10th. Also, on September 6th, check out the live music at Crawdads on the Lake with Jared Neiman. And don't miss the Lodi Grape Festival, September 12th through the 15th, featuring Joe Nichols and Smash Mouth. And he'll laugh out loud with George Lopez at Hard Rock Live Sacramento on September 21st. And looking ahead, it's Bad Religion at Hard Rock Live Sacramento on October 19th. And that's your Sacktown Sports live events calendar, your ticket to the hottest shows in town.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Xfinity Mobile. Connect to the most reliable 5G network nationwide. Well, when the A's blanked the Rays 3-0 on the 19th, it marked the A's 11th shutout this year, and that's third best in the American League. It also was their 54th win, so 16 more for 70. Now, the A's won just 50 games a year ago, so a 20-game improvement last year to this year, that would be pretty impressive.
Want to save on some of the biggest names in streaming on the network made for streaming? Now through September 21st, get 150 megabit Xfinity internet for 12 months with a 1-year contract. And for just $15 a month, add the new Stream Saver. That includes Peacock, Apple TV Plus, and Netflix for just $35 a month. Switch at Xfinity.com today. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay to store bank account. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular internet rate supply. Currently $54 a month. Actual speeds vary. Stream Saver requires Xfinity internet or TV and price subject to change.
At Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda, we make the dream of owning a new car easy and stress-free.
With prices that you just can't say no to. Save on our best selection of the year during the final days of the Honda Summer Event.
Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com. Over claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company sold on report.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sacktown Sports.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting. I listened to a decent portion. I finally got around to listening to some of this new Post Malone country album. And I mean, look, it's funny because like Beyonce, Post Malone, you're seeing. Like Taylor Swift started in country and then went pop, and they've kind of gone the opposite. And you see country being air quotes invaded by these country outsiders that have decided to switch.
Haven't they already been invaded by country outsiders?
What I'm saying is like, like Hootie did it a while back. Darius Rucker. And I have to wonder, do they go like, I can make a country song in 5 minutes. It's fairly formatic.
Sounds like a country song.
And these people are making, Because what rock was, and late 90s, early 2000s, grunge, all that, that's my wheelhouse. That's the stuff I love that, whether it was, Guns N' Roses when I was a kid to Alice in Chains, Soundgarden. But rock is effectively, I never want to say anything's dead, but rock is like hooked up to the wires and in a coma right now. Like it really is. Like what rock bands are successful out there right now putting out regular new music that is doing anything chart-wise?
Oh, chart-wise,
that's what I'm saying. Like you still have rock bands putting out good music. Good is an opinion. But I look at like the really successful rock bands that are Disturbed was around 99, Foo Fighters. I mean, these are older bands. And then everyone always pops up with the Five Finger Death Punch. Well, what are they doing in the great world of pop? Where look, you used to turn on MTV and oh my goodness gracious, there's Pearl Jam, there's Guns N' Roses. Hey, Motley Crue had that new album. It's all
a lot of hair bands.
And now country has kind of usurped rock in many ways.
I agree.
And so you really have country, and then you have R&B, hip hop.
Yep.
And that's about it. And then rock's like, all right,
we're some pop, right? I guess they all kind of morph into one.
I should have included pop, but you're right. You're right. There's a lot of incestuousness between hip hop, R&B, and pop. There's a lot there, and
throw in country, and that's your list.
And that's your list. So Post Malone, who kind of came in
when you start talking about, have you listened to Kasabian on your trip over the pond?
When you say Kasabian, I swear to God, I think of the former GM of the Giants.
Yes.
Yeah. And second choice would be it's some form of melon. Like I ate a Kasabian last night. It was actually really good.
I think you should be very upset with your people over there that they have not introduced you to.
You've played Kasabian on the show, haven't you?
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I'll listen to him, although I do not trust your taste in music whatsoever. Okay. Not that you have bad taste, you just have different taste than I do, but
I would say it's got like a late 90s, early 2000s rock feel.
And that's the other thing too. And this is just probably an age thing, but like, what was the band, Greta Van Fleet that was out a few years ago, right? And everyone was like, oh my God, they sound like Led Zeppelin. And then I turned them on, I was like, oh my God, they kind of sound like Led Zeppelin. But I was like, or like Five Finger Death Punch. I was like, I'd just rather listen to System of a Down or a band that I know.
That's also, I think you don't like new movies. You don't like new music. You don't like new TV shows.
They don't do it the way they did it before. So this Post Malone album, he does like songs with all the biggest country stuff. Tim McGraw, Chris Stapleton, even Dolly Parton. Just everywhere. Hank Williams Jr. And so I was thinking, like, this is also Post Malone that came in with like White Iverson and Congratulations and a bunch of different stuff. I enjoy his music. And I'm thinking two things. Number one, I was asking you guys during the break, like, what's he going to do with these country songs? Like the one he has with Morgan Wallen's like a really big hit. Ugh. I'm with you, dude. I'm honestly with you.
I was just like, forgot about that, didn't we?
And I don't hate, well, you're talking about the other thing. I'm talking about the song. And and I don't dislike country at all. I don't actively live, but I don't dislike it like some people. I really do enjoy it sometimes. But there are some songs that sound like literally every other song that's a country song that bother me, and that's kind of one of them. But what does he do on tour? Morgan Wallen's not going to tour with him. Tim McGraw's not going to tour with him. All these guys are going to tour with him. So do you hire like a couple of singers to just come out and play Morgan Wallen and Chris Stapleton for those songs? Do you pipe in them singing and put them on the video screen and then Post Malone sings his part? Yeah, hologram.
That's what I was just thinking, Jason.
I don't know. I want to know what he's going to do with that because he's got to tour with it. And then secondly, what happens when you get like all the old Post Malone fans that are like, oh man, I'm here. Congratulations, 21 Savage, all these songs, Sunflower, and then they're in it.
Or is it just not part of the tour?
And then so that's the other thing. So you're talking about the country album?
Yeah, because if you've done
more like a concept album.
Someone's done a Christmas album that has some success, but that's not really their. I'm going to the concert and it's July. I'm like, I don't need to hear the Christmas song.
That's what I'm wondering.
I don't know. If you go see Mariah Carey in concert in July, aren't you expecting All I Want for Christmas Is You?
I don't know. I'm not. I would hate it.
That's her song.
Right. But she did a whole album of Christmas.
I can't see him putting out what's going to be a platinum album at least in country, and then just cutting off that whole demo and just not doing. But then is he going to do a tour where it's like it's Post Malone's country tour, but then he only has like one album's worth of stuff? I want to sit down with him and his agent and just I just want to know what your strategy is coming forward, and then if you mix it in, what you're going to go from congratulations to I had some help or whatever that song
That's
is.
pre and Post Malone.
Niners Raiders this weekend. And by this weekend, Jason,
I killed the show.
I mean tonight. Jason,
every play I'm watching it and evaluating with a full opinion on each team.
So I was going to ask you, so we only have about a minute here, but break this game down for me and what you expect to see.
I think tonight when that game is on, I'm going to be in deep rotation of the Post Malone country album. I will be intrigued in a little bit of seriousness because I'm not even remotely worried about Brock Purdy, but his last game, he wasn't very good. Kyle Shanahan has said he's going to play. So I want to see him be better. Other than that, obviously no injuries for either team is what I'm rooting for most. But if Purdy gets a series, 2 series, 3, whatever it might be, just look better. That's all. But I'm not worried. Even if he's terrible, I'm not going to be on here Monday going, Dave, I don't know that he's ready. Like, I'm not worried about that.
Mm-hmm.
But just for him and maybe for those that care enough right now, like, I'd just like to see him be a little bit better.
Is there anything other than getting injured Brock Purdy could do? What if Brock Purdy led 3 series and threw 3 interceptions?
You changing him at QB in week 1?
Oh no, I'm asking you.
Yeah,
are you?
No, I mean, I don't love it. If Kyle, probably is going to rip him for it, even publicly, maybe, but it's like, all right, get those out now.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything he could do.
Yeah.
Okay. What if Brock Purdy threw 3 picks in all 3 series he played in, and every single pick was like, like if you throw a football, but you put your finger on the point and it just goes blah, 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 end over end, and everyone, like, not even aspires.
Okay.
Right. Like, Can somebody test him?
Right.
I don't really think there's anything he can do.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything he can do. So it's just like, let's
just get through it. Healthy.
Get through it.
Knock on wood.
And I'm not going to say I'm rooting for the Raiders tonight. I just don't care. Well, look.
You want them to get that win for them?
It's kind of like give them something.
A preseason.
Let them have something.
Yeah.
Because then all year they can be like, well, we got you in preseason. Give them something.
You want to hear that?
No, I don't. But it's like, okay, you ever, you guys don't have dogs, do you?
No.
Okay. Have you ever had dogs?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So you're like just eating.
Give them Pop Rocks.
You eat.
Did.
You did? You gave your dogs Pop Rocks?
I was like 5.
Oh, how'd that work out?
The face, priceless. Wish I had a camera phone back then.
Wait, is this something I should do?
It's up to you.
Oh, no.
Don't give your dog Pop Rocks.
Well, is it going to hurt them?
No.
Well, like,
just the face.
Don't give a dog candy.
Why?
It's not good for them.
My dog walks around eating turds. A Pop Rock?
Put some Pop Rocks in it. I didn't know I was eating Pop Rocks. I'm like, the dog was looking like it wanted Pop Rocks. So I'm like, gave the dog Pop Rocks. And it went in, and just like the face was like, what am I eating? And then ate some more.
I think that it's absolutely fun. Like, I'll put peanut butter in my dog's nose and my daughter and I will just laugh because they're licking for like 9 years, and then we'll like film it in slow-mo and then replay it where it's like, and that's
you
fun.
wish you had the dog that couldn't catch.
Oh my God. If I had the
Is that
dog,
a lab, a retriever or something?
It's I think it's a retriever. God, what's his name? Felix or Oscar? It's something like
really
that.
Funny.
It's honestly, you know how we say military reunions make me cry every time? Those make me cry laughing every day. It may be pound for pound the funniest thing on the internet. We'll take a break. When we come back, Safer Out next.
Our first year as the radio home of the San Francisco 49ers is one we will never forget.
Going deep down the sideline for our you. He's got it, and he's gone. 10, 5, touchdown! San Francisco! Ayuk is on fire!
Congratulations to the 49ers on a terrific year. And thank you for so many wonderful memories.
Toyota's national sales event is on now through Labor Day weekend. Whether on or off-road, make the most out of these final days of summer in a new Toyota truck. Don't miss a low lease on the fully redesigned 2024 Tacoma, or financing as low as 0% APR on the 2024 Tundra. It's time to kick up your adventure with Toyota's legendary power and reliability. Toyota, let's go places. Offer available through TFS to buyers with premium rated credit. Offer only available on Tundra Capstone. Ends 9/3/24.
When you're ready to get properly fitted for golf clubs, join the thousands of Northern California golfers who visited the indoor-outdoor Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio. Players of all abilities found the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio offers answers to questions about golf club fitting. You'll find a professional staff of fitters, major equipment brands, and cutting-edge technology featuring TrackMan. See for yourself at the Hagen Oaks Player Performance Studio, Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway. Call 916-808-2531 to schedule your fitting. 808-2531 for longer, straighter drives. Labor Day, our annual celebration of workers and their achievements, was first observed in New York, and the first Monday in September became a national holiday in 1894. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. Each year we commemorate Labor Day with parades, picnics, and family gatherings. And right now, Naturewood Home Furnishings is celebrating with their exceptional whole store Labor Day sale. Would you like to refresh your living room? Would you like to restyle your bedroom? Maybe you want to redesign your home office. No matter whether it's your dining room, kids' rooms, accents, or accessories, Naturewood's unique store-wide Labor Day sale offers savings in every department and savings on every brand like Stanton, Omnia, England, Stickley, Flex Steel, and all the rest of the award-winning furniture. When it comes right down to it, it's all about choices and always about quality. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings right now for this remarkable Labor Day sale. Off Highway 50 at Hazel, look for the water wheel.
Sacramento, Dierks Bentley's coming to town.
Getting drunk on a plane.
For his only show in California this year, Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park for Country in the Park 2.
What was I thinking?
And he's bringing some friends. Carmichael.
I want to close your eyes for this.
Tyler Rich. Dasha. And more. Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park. Get your tickets today before they're sold out at CITPFest.com. Brought to you by the California Army National Guard and Red's Pizzeria and Tap House.
Carmichael Dave here for Capital Casino. Sacramento summertime heat is back. And of course, Cap Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room, wants to invite everyone to soak up some air conditioning, still with the most variety of table games in the region. And as always, the best food, best service, and the best action, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. Capital Casino, of course, reminding everyone to please make sure you gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Safe or out? It's time to go around baseball. 3 pitches, 3 swings. It's safe or out on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Safe. Out.
I want one of those.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be used for something they didn't intend it to be used for.
I know, and I know exactly who's going to use it. His buddy. Safe or out.
Oh, got a light on there, huh?
Yeah. A little delay game by
It's
me.
the first thing I thought when I saw it, too.
We all did.
That's a suspicious looking space.
I did not, but now that you say it, I can't not think about it. I think you're right on.
I apologize again, people.
They could just come over for the breaks. And
Yeah, exactly. Like, we're all aware the worst thing in radio is inside jokes where you're not sharing with the class. And it's rude. But
rude.
I don't know what to tell you. It was fun.
We're definitely not talking about it on the air.
We're not talking about
Oh, we're not?
And not even for FCC reasons.
I thought that was at 7:30.
Safer out question.
Jacob deGrom threw his first rehab assignment yesterday and hit 100 miles per hour. Safer out. He still has something left in his career.
Good evening. My name's 100 miles per hour. I've always liked Jacob deGrom, and he's going to go down as one of the all-time, if only, players because
and his window, he was so good when his prime.
when Jacob deGrom, that's exactly right. Jacob deGrom just Jacob deGrom
His
when
career.
he's been healthy.
Yeah.
You can make a very good argument that Jacob deGrom, when healthy, is the most dominant pitcher in baseball.
Mm-hmm.
More dominant than you. I don't care who you name. He is filthy. He is filthy on the mound. You're talking about a guy who at 30 years old had a 1.7 ERA. And that's not the only time he's had an ERA below 2 for a full season. His lifetime ERA is 2.53. This is a throwback dude. This is a guy that could play in any era. But Jason, his first year in the league, he was 26. He's now 35 years. He's actually 36 years old. He's had a 10-year career in which he's averaged 8.5 wins a year because he just cannot stay healthy. He has 2 Cy Young awards, multiple All-Star appearances. He won 2 Cys in a row with the Mets at 30 and 31. And I don't think he's going to be a Hall of Famer. You know who I think he is, except not as good? You know who he really reminds me of as far as, it's not exact, but it's very much a Tim Lincecum thing. Where when he was on, he was amazing, but it was like, it wasn't sustainable for as long as a lot of others.
You know who I was thinking you were going to say, and maybe that I would have to go back and look at his stats because this is who came to mind because when he was on, he was like the best pitcher was Johan Santana.
Johan Santana is exactly, I thought you were going to say Pedro, and I was going to throw in Johan Santana. That's 100% correct, Jason. One of those guys where you look, people 10 years from now be like, oh yeah, I remember that guy. But if you lived through it and you saw the guy pitch, just like Johan, it's like, you're like, yeah, exactly. But the fact that he at 36 hit 100 miles an hour in a rehab start after elbow surgery, I'd love nothing more. I would love nothing more than for him to come back and have like 4 years of health.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Pitch till he's 40. If you're hitting 100 miles an hour,
he's still got something.
And by the way, the dude signed in 2020. He signed a year ago, 2022, 2023 with the Rangers. He signed a 5-year, $185 million deal. He has appeared in 6 games for them. So far for all that money, 6 games. Number 2, please.
Scott Service was fired in late August by the Mariners. What was that?
I'm sorry. That was a caller.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's start over.
Let's start over, please.
Scott Service was fired in late August by the Mariners. Safer out. That is very strange.
It is strange. But as we said at the beginning, or as I said at the beginning, it's strange, meaning like it's not normal. I think it should happen more. I think if a team is going in the wrong direction and you're in the second half and you're just not feeling it, well, especially if you think if the dude that's the coach or the manager is already going to be on the hot seat in the summer anyways, fire him now. First off, give an interim a little bit of experience, and maybe it's basically an on-the-spot job interview that you're conducting for nothing. If that interim does well enough, well, then you have a conversation in the summer. If it doesn't, do a search. I don't want to say it's a no-lose situation, but if you're going in the wrong direction, switch it up.
Right.
Why do all of the coaching firings have to happen towards the beginning of the year?
Right.
Or the offseason?
Yeah, they don't have to.
There's not enough that happen as the season's winding down when there's still a chance.
Yeah. I mean, it's abnormal, but doesn't mean that if that's what management, maybe the players, they know.
Right.
They kind of know what they feel is going on there. And
yes.
So yeah, I have no issue with that. It's been a repetitive deal for the Mariners, so maybe this could flip a switch. I don't know that it will, but I think if they left it the same way, they're not making the playoffs for sure. You switch it, maybe they got a chance.
You should take over up there?
Yeah.
Jim Leland. Bring him back, baby. Is Jack McKeon still with us? I feel like he's probably not. Number 3, please. I'll look that up.
Jason Hayward was designated for assignment. He's not a Hall of Famer, but safer out. He's a Hall of really gooder.
Jack McKeon is 93.
And still with us?
And still with us.
For him.
Good for him. Good for him. He's alive. No. I think he's a Hall of pretty gooder.
Yeah.
Jason Hayward.
Stretch.
Yeah, he's not gonna. There's no Hall of Fame or anything like that. But he Look, he was a part of the Cubs World Series. Jason Hayward has had some seasons.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just literally he's had some seasons.
Yes.
High in home runs is 21. High in RBI was actually his rookie year at 72. His high in stolen bases is 20. His high in batting average is 293. He has had a 16-year career.
He had a nice career. That's it.
Yeah,
I don't think he's any more than that.
He had a fine career that he should be proud of.
Yes.
And he made some good money. We'll take a break. When we come back, some NFL notes for you and a stat that's going to blow your mind. Speaking of Jacob deGrom, when it talks about getting your money's worth for pitching in Major League Baseball. Not so fast there, guys. We'll be back.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out SacktownSports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and The Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, The Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on SacktownSports.com.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Elk Grove Honda.
I'm Dirk Verdorn in the KCRA3 Weather Center, and today we have a bit of sunshine this morning, but increasing cloud cover as the weather system moves in. This will bring the chance for some cooler temperatures with daytime highs in the mid to upper 70s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
At Elk Grove Honda, we've acquired some of the best pre-owned cars we can find. Whether you purchase a new Honda or a like-new pre-owned Honda, Elk Grove Honda has the right Honda at the right price. In the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 and Elk Grove Boulevard, or elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
PGA.com Quick 9 asked readers to complete this sentence. Golf means more than a game. To me, it means... At number 9, the banter. People love the good-natured teasing that goes on. Number 8, it's hard to explain, but I don't want to be without it. Number 7, it's an obsession. I eat, drink, and sleep golf. Setting goals is next. At number 5, golf is life. It's a career for some, a passion for most, and a ticket to college for a lucky few. At 4 and 3, a place to relax and an escape. A place to feed my soul and find a peaceful solace. At number 2, a place to learn about ourselves and others. You'll learn more in 4 hours on a golf course than almost anywhere else. Number 1, a few priceless hours to spend with friends and loved ones. Responses included time with my dad, time with my husband or wife, time with my closest friends. It's hard to beat the company you share around with. So what do you think? Why is golf more than just a game to you? Finish this sentence. To me, golf means... I'll let you think about that. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals, and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio, so we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
What other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, it sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
What sets Ashton & Price apart from other injury law firms? I'll tell you.
From beginning to end, all important legal decisions are made directly between our clients and their experienced local attorney. A gate agent flying the plane, the receptionist performing surgery, not a chance. There's simply no substitute for the unique power of the direct attorney-client relationship offered by Ashton & Price. And there's never a fee until we win, and between you and me, we win a lot.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. What's happening for the Labor Day sales event?
Get the Jeep you've always dreamed of when you save up to $20,000 off MSRP on all remaining new 2024 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon X and high-altitude 4xEs.
Wow, did you really say $20,000 off? Plus, you save thousands more at the pump.
That's not it. You can also save up to $17,000 off MSRP on all remaining new 2023 Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xEs and $15,000 off MSRP on new 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xE.
If you've ever wanted a Jeep, now is the time to get it. See our full selection at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period. $20,000 total net savings after $4,250 rebates and $15,750 dealer discount. $17,000 total net savings after $4,250 rebates and $12,750 dealer discount. $15,000 total net savings after $4,250 rebates and $10,750 dealer discount. Rebates includes $3,750 federal EV tax credit offered by third party subject to change without notice. Consult a tax professional for eligibility. 10 at this net savings. See dealer for details.
As a mom, I'd do anything to keep my child out of physical pain.
Dr. Pamela Maida is a board-certified orthopedic surgeon.
As a doctor, I know that growth spurts can cause pain in my child's feet, and that can affect their legs and back too.
Good Feet Youth Arch Supports are designed to alleviate, even eliminate common pain.
Investing in youth arch supports for your child or teen is one of the best decisions you can make.
Come to the Good Feet store now for a free fitting and test walk.
KHTKAM HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
I saw something sporty. I use that loosely. That just really, it's breaking my brain, dude. I'll take you to, I don't know, somewhere in Canada. It's, was it Saskatoon versus Toronto? It's 19-19, Jason, in the fourth quarter. 3 seconds left. A 40-yard field goal attempt.
By whom?
Hajrulahu is the kicker.
Yeah.
Haj is not his first name. We just have his last name, and it looks like Hajrulahu. And I'll let the announcers take it away.
Down to 0, final play for the walk-off Argo win. Hajrulahu heading left. Missed it, heads out, but it's a single point, and it doesn't matter.
A rouge.
So, like in Canadian football, if you miss the kick, but it lands in the end zone, it's a point.
Or past the end zone line, maybe.
Or past the whatever.
Yeah, the rouge.
More like the douche. That's dumb. That is dumb. And the kicker is celebrating with his team because they just won by a point.
That's the definition of failing up.
That's exactly right. Like, what are you doing?
Winning the game.
There should never be a situation where a missed kick results in a win unless it's Auburn, Alabama, and the other team returns the kick for a touchdown.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And De'Aaron Fox drives to the basket, hits the side of the backboard, and the Kings win.
Yes.
Right. Well, if you hit the side of the backboard, it's actually 1 point. What?
Would you care?
Would I care what?
If the Kings won on that?
Oh, no. But
I'd go crazy.
But switch it around.
Right.
Oh, Niners, Chiefs. It's overtime. Chiefs have a 50-yard field. Harrison Butker steps up.
Not that guy.
Not that guy. Waves to his wife. Kicks it, and it lands on the mascot, which is actually 5 points.
Yes.
And the Chiefs win. I mean, granted, the kick was 10 yards left. That is the stupidest thing I may have ever seen.
But remember, folks, Sourdough Sam has a chance to do 20 push-ups to take the points back.
What are you doing, Canada? Like, I'm all for other cultures and, hey, whatever, not being ugly Americans. I am, but that's just objectively stupid.
Yeah, they're doing it wrong.
100%, dude.
I'm usually the person that disagrees with you with this type of stuff, Dave, but I am 100% on board.
It's just, Chris, what would be the soccer equivalent? Like, you have a PK, and if the goalie saves it, but you hit him in the face, it counts as a half goal.
Yes.
It's just whatever. Oh, I had a stat for you guys.
Okay.
Jason, you're gonna love this because I know both as a worker here and a former managements that you appreciate getting good value for your dollar when it comes to employees.
Sure.
Baseball's 6 highest paid starting pitchers this year are making a combined $233 million.
This seems like a cash grab.
Have you seen this stat?
Well, I think you just addressed one of them in our previous segment.
Jacob deGrom.
Yep.
Chris, have you seen this stat?
I have not.
Jason, have you? No. Combined, how many wins do they have this year? 6 pitchers.
Season's almost over.
6 pitchers. We got what?
2.
Well, that's, hell, one of them has, I think, 5.
Oh, so I'm wrong. So 5.
You want to try again?
I'm going to say 12.
12.
Which seems very, very, very low.
Jason, I'll give you one more chance.
6.
Chris gets the square. The top 6 highest paid starting pitchers that are making $233 million this year have a grand total of 11 wins. 11 wins.
Cash grab.
Who do we got?
11 more wins than I do. All right, let's see. Let's see if I can do this.
Oh, yeah, without their...
Okay, there's the eyes. That's Scherzer.
Uh-huh.
Verlander. That's got to be DeGrom, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but he's still in a Mets cap. Hold on. Oh, there's 2 other Washingtons. One of those has to be Strasburg.
That one is.
Okay. Garrett Cole.
Yeah. I don't know who that is.
Who the crap is that guy? Wizards. He's in a Wizards cap. He's not Scherzer or Wizards. You're a wizard. I'm looking at the W. He's in a Nationals cap.
I know you like Harry Potter.
Who is this, guys? He's in a Nationals cap, but he's not Scherzer or Strasburg. Wait, who? Yeah, exactly. He's not either of those dudes, and he's one of the 6 highest paid. He may not still play for the Nationals though, because DeGrom's still in his Mets cap.
True, I think he does though.
Oh, nobody heard that audio? Oh, crap. That sucks. I'm sorry, guys. We didn't know that you did not hear the audio. Yeah, it was a guy missing a kick. Sorry. Any luck?
I'm looking.
I want that deal. Those guys have 11 more wins than I do in Major League Baseball.
Patrick Corbin.
Of course.
Oh, Patrick Corbin. Oh, now it makes sense. Patrick Corbin Burnson, LA Law. Thank you. Somebody got that on the text line from the 916. By the way, you can text us 916-339-1140 if you wish. 1-800-920-1140. Let's see. Deshaun Watson has a sore arm. Speaking of guys getting paid a ton of money for.
So do I.
You have a sore? Yeah, I'm with you, but I ain't getting paid for the sore arm. Deshaun Watson, what a weird thing, dude. So let's just sidestep the whole Deshaun Watson weird, possibly criminal, whatever.
Yeah.
You know,
that's a big sidestep.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that's like a whole different type. Just talking about Deshaun Watson, the player.
Yeah, I honestly would say if we do that, I thought he would be really good for the Browns.
100% thought he'd be really good for the Browns. I wanted him on the Niners terribly.
Yeah, I would have done that when the Niners, when they were talking about it. Like, I think it's worth it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson, his second year in the league, threw for 4,100 yards, 26 touchdowns to 9 picks. And he also ran for 550 yards and 5 touchdowns on the Texans. Deshaun Watson in his 4th year, because he followed that up with another 26 touchdown, 12 interception performance. Deshaun Watson's final year in Houston, please keep in mind, Houston, not a good team when he was there. Threw for 4,800 yards, 33 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, a 112.4 rating, and also ran for 7 touchdowns and 413 yards.
That's a really good year.
Those are MVP number years. And let's see, what is he right now? He's 28, 27, 26. He was 25. Not to mention he was badass at Clemson. Cleveland is a better team than Houston was when he was there. So, like, I'm really fascinated by what's going on with it. Now, first off, maybe he comes back and has an amazing year this year. Somebody's going to pick him up in fantasy as a backup.
Sure.
I don't know why I said that like it means something, but look, he's 28, dude. He could have 10 more years of being awesome. But in two years, Jason, in 2 years with the Browns, with by the way, his whatever God knows what crazy contract he got with 100% guaranteed money. Deshaun Watson in 2 years with the Browns has played in 12 games. Other than his rookie year, Deshaun Watson only missed 1 game with the Texans. He has played in a total of 12 games. He has thrown for a total of 2,200 yards. He has thrown a total of 14 touchdowns to go with 9 interceptions and has rushed for about 300 yards in 2 years with 2 touchdowns. That's not a shell of who he used to be. That is the shell, the flaky stuff that comes off of the shell. And I don't know what is. I mean, Is it possible? I mean, injuries. I get it.
Yeah.
But is it possible that I said I was going to put it aside? Now let me bring it back. Is it possible that whole massage thing did it just break his mind? And he's just like, yeah, I don't care. Also, we don't explore this enough, right? We don't explore this enough in sports. What was it, Jason? What was his? Did he make over? Was it over 200? I thought it was over 200.
Oh, he's made a ton of money.
Okay.
I don't have the number, but yeah.
I'm going to look at 230 million guaranteed. Plus, he probably made, I don't know what he was I think a top 10 pick. So let's say let's say he's made 250 million in his career. I think that's fair. Is it possible he got that 230? Why do we not think about this way? Is it possible he got that $230 million deal? It's like, it's all guaranteed. I'm set for life. I just don't care anymore.
Right.
I don't want to play football.
I'm talented, but I'm not doing the extra. And that does happen.
I'm just going to jog through warmups. I don't care about staying in shape in the off season. I am generationally wealthy, and now I can't quit. I want to make the money, but I'm going to do the bare minimum. And maybe he's not even consciously thinking this. Maybe he's just like, yeah, I'm going to go to work. I mean, Chris.
I mean, if I was making $230 million here.
I was just going to say that, dude. If you are making if you got signed to a $230 million deal over the next 5 years today, you're coming into work a little different tomorrow. And I'm not talking about clothes and a car and the stuff you spend money on. Just the whole attitude, like, hey, Chris, can you cover for me this weekend? Nope. No, come on, man. We really need you. Sorry. That's your fault. That's your problem.
Look at my contract.
Yeah.
Go look at my contract. Hey, Chris, you want to come to this meeting afterwards? We're going to brainstorm on a brand new sponsor thing.
Yeah. I'll just be on speakerphone.
Yeah. If you're lucky. And then Chris is the guy that calls in on speakerphone. You hear him playing like Halo in the background. And they're like, what do you think? What do you think, Chris? I don't really care.
Oh, I totally agree. I'd go with number 3.
Yeah. There wasn't a third option.
So why is it that and
that is a thing. That does. I'm
surprised
it doesn't happen all the time.
I am too. I really am too. Studies have shown many times, and you don't need studies to know this. You got a lot of, I guess it doesn't matter if you're from a rich background or a poor background, but let's just say you're an athlete and you're from a poor background. You grew up poor. You had a single parent, you struggled for everything. You went hungry, like all this stuff, which a lot of these athletes had that background.
Sure.
You just got generationally wealthy. You're able to do things you could only dream of. And by the way, especially in football, what the alternative is, you go to work every day and get brain damage, perhaps. Why are there not more people that are like, you're not going to ever outwardly say this, but why do we not have more that just look like Deshaun Watson's numbers where it's like, yeah, I really actually want them to bench me. I don't care what people say because as soon as I'm done with all this, I'm buying an island and I'm not getting married. I'm going to be single and mingle and live the life I've always wanted to live because and my whole family is going to do the same thing. I'm not getting up and running 4 miles. I'm not trying hard with pads on in August when I'm sweating. I had that drive. I had that. It's like what you see Conor McGregor doing right now. Conor McGregor grew up on welfare. Conor McGregor grew up poor. Conor McGregor at one point was getting up at 4 a.m. and doing road work and working harder than anyone else and got to a point where between his fighting and his promoting of himself and his personality became the biggest fight superstar in the game.
He was chasing all that stuff.
Chasing all of that. Now he is generationally wealthy, hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. And you see these things where he looks all coked up in a club and people are like, oh, what a failure. He's never going to fight again. And I want to see him fight again. And I hear what people are saying. Excuse me. But then I'm like, I get it. I mean, not the coked up part. I get it. I kind of actually get it.
Yeah, he got comfortable.
He got comfortable and he's trying to live his best life. And his best life doesn't involve him getting slugged in the face all the time. Anyways, it's kind of one of those weird things. We'll take a break. When we come back, 3 for Madness. You know what we're going to do here? We're going to give 3 questions to Chris. He's going to ask them, and then you and I try to answer them.
Okay, I'm
ready. Doing it different today.
You want to give that a shot?
Yeah.
We'll try that next.
Subscribe to Sacktown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sacktown Sports.
Hello, I'm Frank Cock with Retirement Security Centers with a week economic update. There's a saying that you should enjoy some of the fruits of your labor now as you can take it with you. We're in the beginning of the largest wealth transfer in history with baby boomers expected to pass $68 trillion in the years to come. Many of these same boomers do not have basic estate planning documents, making them underprepared for this transfer. Many do not plan due to unforeseen potential future concerns they're waiting to address. Health concerns, concerns about inadequate retirement savings, concerns about changes to Social Security, increased debt loads all can lead to inaction. Changes to tax laws that may be contingent on the outcome of the upcoming presidential election may also be a deterrent. Waiting for the Federal Reserve to determine their path forward with interest rates? Well, the Federal Reserve is waiting for upcoming data such as new home sales, initial jobless claims, retail inventory, personal spending, advanced retail inventories, and the July PCE index, all in the next week. There will always be something of concern coming in the future, but the best way to achieve a better outcome is to take the first steps and plan now to be better prepared for what if. How might this affect you or your family? Please go to frankontheradio.com to schedule an appointment, watch videos, and receive market updates. I'm ready to help you start your journey so you can define your future.
Securities and investment advisory services offered through Osaic FA Incorporated, member FINRA SIPC. Osaic FA is separately owned, and other entities and/or marketing names, products, or services referenced here are independent of Osaic FA.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
All right, welcome back. 3-3-3-3.
A lot of threes.
3 for Madness. Question 1.
What is your favorite thing about college football?
I mean, from 50,000 feet, it's the pageantry, the history, all of that. And although that has changed, it's also kids playing for the love of the game. You know,
that's changed.
I get it. Yeah. But I think now, really, from ground level, I think it's seeing these teams turn over every 2 to 3 years and coaches having to redo everything, just the whole practice of it. You know, it's like you're an NFL franchise, that's your team. And it takes a while to rebuild, and, you know, coaches come and go. And not that they don't in college football, but in college football, it's like every year it's like, oh, this new team. Oh, wow, that freshman, that guy's in. And then also having watched those guys for 1, 2, 3, 4 years, you know, Jared Verse is coming to the NFL. Jordan Travis coming to the NFL out of Florida State. And it's not just FSU guys, by the way. You know, and seeing other college stars go on to either succeed or fail in the NFL, it kind of, I feel like it also not only do I enjoy college football, but it adds a little more flavor to my NFL watching too.
Yeah, I think there's so many things. Pageantry is probably where I would land first and foremost with the love of college football. But I think what's cool about it's not exactly in the same lane, but maybe you'll see where I'm going here. Like, Dave, when USA in Olympics, like, we're rooting for country there, right? For the United States. It's like, oh, I don't really like Steph Curry. I hate the night. Oh, man. How great was it when he hit them with the night in the Olympics? Like, it landed differently for me.
Yes, it did.
So now when you're going, okay, I've now forgotten that these 8 NFL players went to Alabama, but here's Alabama playing, and all those guys are on the sideline. You're like, oh, yeah, they played at Alabama. Like, it just feels like the school. There's so many alumni, so many people that come back that get attached to a school. So you just, there's that. And then I've got just something when you say that, immediately it takes me to like my first experience of going to college football games when I was really, really young.
Mm-hmm.
The Rose Bowl is one of the greatest venues ever.
Just built that season, right?
And to me, I still can picture this, and every time I go back there, I have this feeling. It's when you're on the outside part of the stadium and you're walking through the tunnel to your seat, and it's just like this dark tunnel, and you can kind of see the light at the end of it. And as you get closer and closer, then you see the seats, and then you walk out and you see the grass, and you're like, wow.
I would say I've been to the Rose Bowl for a soccer game, but you still get that same feeling. It's like, oh, this is like history.
Yeah.
Walking. And what's bad is, like, in all professional sports, there's very few historical stadiums left anymore.
That's true.
Or like grandfathers are taking their grandkids to go watch a game and know that they experience the same thing.
Take your place out. Like, well, you've visited a lot, obviously, because of your job. You visited a lot of college, but is there?
But I've missed it. I mean, I haven't been to SEC schools. I want to go to the Big House.
I do too. I was going to say
Tennessee,
Notre Dame, Michigan. I've been to Doak, but I've never seen a game.
Yeah.
So probably, these are all games. Okay, they're there.
LSU at night.
Dude, oh God, have you ever driven past Baton Rouge on that freeway at night and seen
not a game?
If you're going from like the freeway that I forget what it's called, but that goes from Houston to New Orleans, right? And you go kind of past Baton Rouge, and if you look, I think it's left, could be right, but anyways, and at night they light up all the LSU stuff and the big it just looks so flipping cool, dude.
We'll go get there and get the ball there.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they're saying on the sideline. Yes. Question number 2, please.
Question 2.
Who's the first wide receiver you take in fantasy football?
Would have been Justin Jefferson.
Why is it not?
Because his quarterback.
The rookie? Or is it because Cousins isn't there anymore?
Cousins isn't there anymore,
good.
And JJ
McCarthy.
Yeah.
I mean, wouldn't you trust Darnold more than McCarthy going into a year?
Probably, but a lot of it's Cousins.
Yeah, that's probably.
But by the way, I'm just saying that's why instead of being clear cut number 1, he's number 1, number 2, maybe. You put CeeDee Lamb up there. I'm very curious where Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to go. Well, and then in my league where tight ends get 2 points per catch, Travis Kelce's on the board all the time. That's probably still Jefferson. Screw it.
I'm between Jefferson, Jamar Chase. I get it. He's not signed, but I think Burrow's phenomenal. And Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, the injury doesn't bother me much. Tyreek, for me, it's Hill or Jefferson. And apologies to Chase, too. Yeah. I mean, he could be in there, too, but it's one of those two. Dave Richard, by the way, is going to join us at 8:13, and we'll ask him the same question. Number 3.
Question 3.
CMC is off the board. Who's the next running back you think?
We were talking about earlier, dude. If Christian McCaffrey, and by the way, there's no guarantee Christian McCaffrey is going to be the guy. I know Breece Hall is getting a lot of run. It is really so coin flippy, dude. More this year than maybe any other year that I remember. Because it's like, is it David Montgomery? No. Well, wait, why not? He's a 1,000-yard rusher with 13 touchdowns last year. Kyron Williams, like I said, Breece Hall. God, I wrote this question and I'm having a tough time with it. It's probably Breece Hall, but I'm not comfortable with that at all.
Yeah, would be my honest answer is I'm taking a wide receiver. I'm taking another position as opposed to a running back if McCaffrey was gone. But in the spirit of the question, Bijan Robinson.
Yeah,
I don't know, but I'm going. That's other people's lists and other people's opinions. I'm not saying they're wrong, but that's kind of where people are landing. I would think about Gibbs a little bit in Detroit, I guess. I like their offense. Mm-hmm. Who else are we looking at? I think I'd take a couple of receivers and hopefully like Travis Etienne is there. So I'm like, okay, I don't have the number one running back, but I got a good one, and I hopefully have two good receivers, and I move on.
Why am I forgetting off the top of my head? Who's the big rookie running back coming in? Is there a big rookie running back?
I don't know that there is one.
I mean, I know last year it was Bijan Robinson, blah, 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 but
I think those guys, if there's not one, if there's like third and fourth round drafted in by teams, that's a good running back to take. I don't think he's going to have this year, but what if you just loaded up everywhere else and got Zamir White from the Raiders? Won't he get, what if he has 800 yards and 7 touchdowns? That's not sexy, but if you've got 3 stud receivers, are you better off? I mean, that's the question to me.
Somebody in the chat said that Derrick Henry is a super sleeper. Derrick Henry is going to be an interesting. Okay, I wouldn't call him a sleeper because people are going to take him. Yeah. He's going to go in the first 3 rounds. I think my big issue is he's 30.
Yeah, and I told you, I know when we were in summer league, you see all these basketball players, and I'm like, wait, that's Derrick Henry. And I saw him in the hotel. Mm-hmm. He's not massive in the side, like see a 6'10" guy,
right?
But he is massive.
He's a truck.
Oh my gosh! You're like, someone can tackle him?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's like that's where it's like, okay, Derrick Henry versus Eric Armstead, because we talked about him before. Like, imagine being in the middle of those two.
Right.
What if you were the meat in the Armstead Henry sandwich?
And you would ever go, who could ever knock over Armstead? You're like,
gross.
Henry could, and vice versa. You're like, who could ever move? And like, they'd each win at times, and sometimes the other one would get embarrassed. You're like, man, these guys are massive.
They are massive, massively bank accounted too, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Good for them. Paid. Good for them. We'll take a break. When we come back, ESPN's got NBA rankings for the Kings.
Number 1.
They might be.
Yes.
Let's check them out next.
Domantas Sabonis plays here.
He finds Sabonis. Put the frosting on the cake. Put the cherry on the sundae. Sabonis with a 2-hand flush makes it 114-106.
Sacktown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings.
My kids call me Tom. So unnerving. Every day, the older one's like, "How you doing, Tom?" I go, "Hey, I'm not your fucking stepdad, all right? I wish I was. It'd be a lot easier, but I'm not."
From his multiple Netflix specials, comedian Tom Segura brings his new tour, Come Together, to the venue at Thunder Valley September 5th. Get tickets now. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com. Don't miss Tom Segura, Come Together.
Sacramento, Dirk Bentley's coming to town.
Getting drunk on a plane.
For his only show in California this year, Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park for Country in the Park 2.
What was I thinking?
And he's bringing some friends. Harmony.
I want to close your eyes for this.
Tyler Rich. Dasha. And more. Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park. Get your tickets today before they're sold out at CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by the California Army National Guard and and Red's Pizzeria and Tap House.
At Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda, we make the dream of owning a new car easy and stress-free.
With prices that you just can't say no to. Save on our best selection of the year during the final days of the Honda Summer Event.
Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Number 1 claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company sold on report.
Experience a golf tournament as refined as you are. The Pro Court Championship at Silverado Resort, September 12th through the 15th. Be there as the best of Napa meets the best of the PGA Tour. With world-class wine experiences, breathtaking views, and incredible golf. It's like this weekend was made for you. The Pro Court Championship, September 12th through the 15th. For tickets, go to ProCourtChampionship.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave inviting you to make the switch to electric this spring and save big with American Energy. Stay ahead of those spiking energy bills this summer with up to $9,000 in rebates on a new ultra-high efficiency comfort system. American Energy is providing huge rebates from SMUD as well as spring specials by installing one of many incredibly efficient AC options available to you right now. Get rid of those fluctuating gas bills in the winter and switch to year-round all-electric with American Energy. Let them perform a free in-home energy efficiency analysis and see where they can help you save for the warmer months ahead. These guys are the best. Been serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ from the Better Business Bureau. Learn more by calling 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
On Sacktown Sports.
Oh, welcome back. When am I getting these texts? Oh, my son has a game tonight.
Soccer?
Yeah.
Okay.
6:30, right in the middle of spades.
You guys play that early? You play that early?
No, probably not. But no, it starts at 6:30,
Okay.
and then it'll be, probably 9.
On your trip, did he get to go on the pitch and kick the ball around a little bit?
Yeah. He
That's
didn't.
cool.
He didn't get to do the things I wanted him to do because of the whole bike thing. But he got to go on the pitch and met a lot of the players and did the whole thing. And now he's basically an English league player.
Nice.
Yeah. ESPN's NBA rankings are out. Their predictions, I should say, whatever it may be. Oh God, how do we not have a station subscription to ESPN Plus? Gee, what is it, like $10 a year or some crap? I got to go on my cell phone and do this. How do we not have a subscription to that just for the station in general? It's so goofy. The Sacramento Kings. Now they put out the Western Conference. Who they think is are gonna kind of finish in the top 6.
I'm sure everybody's darling OKC, right?
Well, I'll tell you, Jason.
Or Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Dallas.
I'd like to tell you that what's going on.
You would like to.
I would really, here we go. I think I got it now because they freaking move everything. Here we go. So you think who is? Have you seen this yet?
Not.
Okay.
This is ranking the Western Conference.
Ranking the Western Conference will go 1 to 6.
Okay, I feel very confident that OKC, Minnesota, and Dallas will be in the top 5, probably top 4.
Okay, but who's number 1?
I think they're going to say OKC.
OKC number 1 predicted 57 and 25.
Okay, see what you did there, Jason.
Number 2, I think they're going to say, I'll go with Minnesota.
Number 2, 54 and 28.
Okay. Number 3, Dallas.
52-30.
Number 3.
3 for 3.
4, Phoenix.
No. First miss.
Denver.
52-30.
Oh, so tied. Okay. So that's 4.
Yeah, but they won at a head-to-head.
Yeah, okay. Where was Phoenix?
Number 5.
Okay.
Number 5 at 49-33.
So now we're to 6.
We are to 6, the final team in the top 6.
Well, I hope it's the Kings, but I don't know.
If it wasn't the Kings, who would you think it would be?
Maybe New Orleans.
The Sacramento Kings are predicted to finish 6th by ESPN.com at 47-30.
Wow. So
Sacramento, do Cool Hand a favor and light the beam.
So one less win than 2 years ago, but one more win than last year. And there's a drop off from what was Phoenix 50 wins?
Phoenix was 49-33.
49. Okay,
Kings 2 games behind them, and really the Kings finished, according to this, 10 games behind the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Kings and Mavs in the first round.
That's what I'm talking about. The only thing they really don't go team by team, but it says rounding out the top 6 are 2 teams who will have new looks for different reasons. The Suns will hope for the improved health from the big 3 of Durant, Booker, and Beal, who shared the court for just 41 games last season. I mean, it's a very legitimate point. If Booker, Beal, and Durant are able to, I don't know,
hit the benchmark 65.
65.
They're going to be better.
They're going to
be
has
a chance to be really good.
I'm with you.
And
but
I like Tyus Jones edition.
Right, exactly. But it's also like, well, and if you and I can shoot a 73 today, if we play golf, what are the chances of Durant? I mean, Durant actually
he played 70 games. It was really Beal.
It was Beal because Durant. It's so weird. Last year, Durant, Anthony Davis, and LeBron James combined, I think, for something like 215 games, over 70 for their health was ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
And then it says the Kings, meanwhile, added all-star DeMar DeRozan, who joins guard De'Aaron Fox to create one of the most clutch backcourts in the league. And I'm totally nitpicking here. I'm being silly, but I thought about it. I was like, wait a minute. Who's a more clutch backcourt? You literally have the number 1 and number 2 clutch guys in the league over the last couple of years, for the most part, on the same team. Who's more clutchy? Steph Curry by himself?
I was going to say, Steph won it last year. So if De'Aaron won it the first year, Steph last year, and Steph just by himself, yeah.
But it's not Steph and Buddy. Oh, God. I have thought about that, by the way. Probably more than I should. If Buddy Hield went to the Warriors, he got 3 votes in another ESPN prediction to be an all-star this year.
Mm-hmm.
What if Buddy goes to the Warriors and is, I mean, he and Curry are the next splash? Because by the way, I know no, it's not going to happen. Well, hold on a second. The only guy who's even anywhere near Steph Curry, and in some cases ahead of him when it comes to 3-point metrics over the last 5 years, is Buddy Hield.
Right.
If Steph Curry didn't exist, Buddy Hield would be thought of as the most prolific 3-point shooter in the game right now. So now you put both of those guys in the backcourt together. How is that going to work for Kings fans? And I'm putting myself in there. If Buddy Hield goes off with the Warriors, they form the second edition of the Splash Brothers. They're the surprise top 3 seed. Steph is rejuvenated. Buddy makes the all-star team. And at one point, he's going to be doing an interview. He's like, hey, look, no disrespect to my previous teams, but I played for the Pelicans and I played for the Kings.
Right.
And then I was, basically put on the bench with the Sixers.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do? I finally got a chance with a good team and a good coach.
Right. Yeah, and when he was with the Pacers, they weren't not the team before he was dealt. Yeah.
I forgot about the Pacers. So, we should be happy for it. But
I get the feeling you're not.
I don't know how much of it would be, and it's always weird when ex players go on to do well, because you want to be like, well, you know what? Good for them, and just wasn't working here.
Yeah.
But you don't want to crap on your own house either. So you're always kind of like defensive. Like, no, we would have been better if you were Buddy Fingers.
Right. So that was Kings at 6. Who are the next 4 teams? Like the teams?
Just like the also-rans, if you will.
Also-rans.
There's
probably not much separation from right after the Kings. New Orleans, maybe?
No.
Lakers, Clippers.
Got to keep them separated.
I'm having a hard time here because this thing keeps flying around, Jason. I'm sorry. Hey, now. Here we go. Probably. All right. The also ran also getting votes, the play-in group. So the Kings at 47 and 35. 1 game behind them, the New Orleans Pelicans. 1 game behind the Pelicans, the Golden State Warriors. 1 game behind the Warriors, both the Rockets and the Grizzlies.
So Lakers and Clippers don't even make it, huh?
Lakers and Clippers made the bottom 5. Lakers, Clippers, Spurs, Jazz, Pelicans.
Or Blazers, you mean?
Or Blazers. I got thrown there because I want to go to a depth chart here real quick, Jason, because there's one thing in there that kind of threw me. Yeah. So here's the thing. Always about health. But I'm under the assumption that these rankings are generally done considering, okay, if everybody was healthy, okay. So if we're going under the assumption that everyone is healthy, there is one incredibly egregious error, I believe, in these rankings. Huge error. Everyone's healthy. And I'm going to give them to you again. You tell me if you think anyone is ranked too high or way too low. Thunderwolves, Mavericks, Nuggets, Suns, Kings, Pelicans, Warriors, Grizzlies, Rockets. There is one team in there that I think is egregiously ranked, either too high or too low, assuming everybody stays healthy. And the Suns, to me, are second, because if everyone stays healthy.
Right. I don't know.
Ja Morant, Marcus Smart, Desmond Bain, Jaren Jackson Jr., and then either Zach Edey or one of these guys off the bench, a Gigi Jackson, a Vince Williams, a Santi Aldama, Brandon Clark, who is back. People forget. Not only was Ja Morant out, Marcus Smart was hurt. Jaren Jackson was hurting. And we talked about it at length last year. Brandon Clark is the captain of that defense, one of the most vocal players in the league, and I think one of the highest IQ players in the league. If we're under the assumption that everyone's healthy, it is incredibly difficult for me to see the Memphis Grizzlies not being a top 4 team. I mean, incredibly difficult. I think a lot of people. Now, if you're saying, I don't think the Grizzlies are going to be that great this year because these guys aren't going to stay healthy or out of trouble. Okay.
Well, yeah, but
that's fine.
How do you predict injuries?
That's right. Yeah. But if the Grizzlies were, nobody stays fully healthy, of course, but if the Grizzlies were to get, again, the benchmark, 65 out of everybody.
Yeah. Would you think if, again, the premise fully healthy, would you have the Lakers and Clippers out of the top 10?
Out of the top 10, I might have the Lakers sneak in for the Rockets. I mean, the Clippers have Kawhi.
Right. They have more than that.
I mean, well, let's just
they have your boy James Harden.
Again.
Yeah.
I mean, Kawhi Leonard, Harden, Terrence Mann, Derek Jones Jr., Ivica Zubac. I don't like that team, and it's not just because of Harden. I just don't like
what
that
else?
team.
Norman Powell.
Chris Dunn, Norman Powell, Amir Coffey, and Nicholas Batum, and Mo Bamba.
Okay.
And PJ Tucker, who I wouldn't mind picking up either, by the way, for the power forward spot. But that's a whole different Donnie here. We'll take a break. When we come back, we got a lot of cleanup for you in the 7:43 we'll get to, plus 8 o'clock. Fantasy football talk. Drafts are coming. Also, the debut of Dave Richards.
Yes.
For this year's version of Dave Richards. Coming up at 8:13, so don't go away. It's just a 2-minute break. We're back after this.
The NFL's leading rusher plays here.
The handoff to McCaffrey, walks in the end zone. Handoff to McCaffrey, takes it right down to the goal line. He does his thing again. McCaffrey goes in motion right. Backwards pass led by Juszczyk. A block there. Hurdles a man. 10-5. Touchdown! CMC!
You can hear all of Christian McCaffrey's touchdowns on your home for 49ers football. Sacktown Sports.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Diego.
Hi, Diego. It's Jennifer Coolidge. I just want to say your cashback match makes me feel so special. It really inspired me.
That's great. Doubling the cashback you've earned at the end of your first year is what we do.
Well, I'm doubling everything now. Double dating, double dipping, double feature, double header, double whammy. Basically double or nothing.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
Lowe's knows saving pros time and money means getting the job done easier. Right now, get up to 50% off select composite decking and railing. Plus, get an extra 5% off every day on eligible purchases when you use your Lowe's business credit card. Because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Selection varies by location while supplies last. 5% offer subject to credit approval. Exclusions and terms apply. See store lowes.com/credit for details.
For most of the people that walk in our store, it's been an ongoing, nonstop issue, and they're finally walking into the Good Feet store. Okay, the guy that came into my store last year that has had plantar fasciitis for 30 years. I looked at him, I said, "Are you kidding me? I've been here for 14. Where have you been?" I helped relieve a problem that's plagued him for 30 years. I mean, how do you not go home and talk about that?
Come to the Good Feet store now for a free fitting and test walk.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. What's happening for Hoblet's Labor Day sales event?
We're calling it the Hoblet Ramapalooza. Right now, we have the biggest savings I can remember, with up to $18,000 off MSRP on new 2024 Ram 1500 Laramie and limited Hemi 4x4s. And with over 400 new Rams available, you're sure to find your perfect new Ram truck at the Hoblet Ram Truck Center.
Oh, is that it?
Nope. Right now, you can save up to $14,000 off MSRP on new 2024 Ram Heavy Duties. And with over 400 new Ram trucks available, there's no other way to describe it than Hoblet's Ramapalooza.
Well, you heard the man. Ramapalooza is happening now, and you have to check out the new Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Supercenter. Search, select, and save through our full inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection, nobody beats Hoblet. Period. 18,000 total net savings after 11,500 factory rebates and 6,500 dealer discount. 14,000 total net savings after 6,000 factory rebates and 8,000 dealer discounts. Rebates may include $3,000 Hoblet Select coupons or $2,000 Hoblet trade-in assistance for eligible trade-ins. All coupons available only while supplies last. 5 or more to each net savings. See dealer for details.
In the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
I'm going to see if I can manage to tick off both sides.
Uh-oh.
With what I'm about to say. Here's Caleb Williams on painting his nails.
I'm trying to keep, good-spirited things on my nails.
But it fires you up, right?
It does fire me up.
All right, so that's the answer I'm going to say. It fires you up.
I can use other stuff that'll fire me up.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
I can.
Yeah.
There's other things.
What about
code
words?
When,
maybe
some
acronyms.
Yeah,
maybe SMDGB. Yeah. I like that.
I don't know what that means. I don't know.
Came
up
with
those
letters.
Yeah.
Okay, when I hear SMD, I'm thinking I'm right. And then is that something you say to the Packers? No, you're not getting it.
No,
that's fine. I can't explain it to you. I'll explain it to you off the air.
Okay.
So look, I have nothing wrong with that interview at all. But have you seen this stuff on like Caleb Williams paints his nails?
Okay.
So did Dennis Rodman.
Right. Remember yesterday when we were talking about like weird people? How weird are you to care if a football player paints his nails? Like, and to have that affect how you feel about that football player? That's just weird.
I don't think he can lead a team.
Why is it that people have, as long as it's not, look, I understand someone's doing something that's affecting you or the society. What I get it. But like Caleb Williams painting his nails doesn't affect anyone. Why are people so into everyone else's business if it's not affecting them? Like, why do you care?
I feel like pick your time of generation or decade or whatever, or just different. Oh, is that akin to he's got one of those tattoos? Right. Oh, he's got an earring.
Right.
Or whatever. Like,
now, if it's like a swastika tattoo,
long?
that's a problem.
Yeah.
If it's like a whatever, anything else, well, that's your. I wouldn't do it.
Right. Then that's fine.
I wouldn't get a tattoo on my neck, but if you have a tattoo on your neck, God bless you. Or like at games, like okay, when I'm at a sporting event and the national anthem starts, my hat comes off, goes over my heart, and I sing. It's how I was raised. It's how I raised my kids. It's how it is. I don't like that people don't remove their hats. I think they should. I think they should honor. We can get a whole different conversation about should national anthems be played.
We should go to a game together.
What I'm saying is I don't like it.
Right.
I don't care. It wouldn't bother me enough to say something.
Yeah.
Or to say something to them or say something general.
Yeah.
That's their right. You want to take off your hat at a game during the anthem? That's fine. I will.
Yeah.
I'm
There's
worried
like
about
layers
me.
of it. Like you could see something that you observe.
Yeah.
Then you could judge.
Right.
Are you going to say something or think that carries more weight than anything else that's going on? Like you're making all these assessments about people on that one thing.
I think a majority of people used to do that and like internalize it. But social media has...
Everyone's got a platform.
And now you see, yeah, I think that. Oh, and this person thinks that. And this other person thinks that. Yeah, so do I. Yeah, I'm gonna tweet it out.
And so, in our chat, I don't know who this is, but, good for them. And thank you. And by the way, I'm not going after this person. I'm just glad they said this because a lot of people say this. It affects our kids and what they think is normal. I'm glad that person commented that because that's something a lot of people say. We're talking about Caleb Williams' nails, right? And I think it's an important thing to comment and address. Number one, as a parent, if it's affecting your kids, you're not parenting right. Let me say that again. If it's affecting your kids, you're not parenting right. Look in the mirror. Because if Caleb Williams is affecting I understand influence from whatever. I get that. I totally do. Actors, singers, whatever, football players. There's an influence. But that's your job. That's number one. That's your job.
Also, what's normal?
And that's number two. What do you mean normal? What's normal? I'm gonna let you know a little secret, okay? When I was a youngster, 3, 4, 5 years old, there was 8 grandkids, right? My mom's side, all lived between.
Wow!
Thank you. All lived between here and the Bay Area. 3 families, right? None of them were boys except me. It was all girls, and I was the second youngest. So I was raised around girls.
Sounds very scary. Similar to me. Except I had one boy cousin.
And I think I've said this on the air before, maybe not. But it's confessions time. It's Confessions Friday. There's photographic evidence. When the girls would play dress up and they would paint their nails, I got very upset because I didn't get to paint my nails.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get to put any they weren't allowed to put like hardcore makeup on, but like they had the little brushy thing and you brush your cheeks with the dusty stuff. And the lipstick, right? They weren't allowed to do lipstick. It was like lip balm, right? The stuff that makes your lips shine or whatever. I was like near tears. Like I was just left out, man. So they included me. You know what? Painted my nails. I wore makeup. What does it mean? What does it all mean? It means it's what you wanted to do, whether you're a kid or an adult. Like, who cares? Who cares if Caleb Williams paints his nails? Maybe his mom likes it. Maybe his sister likes it. Maybe he likes it. Who cares? Who cares about that stuff? But the answer is a lot of people care. So, yeah, if you were like, what's normal, I mean, where are we going there?
Right.
I mean, once upon a time, sports radio in the 1800s had a very different idea of what was normal. Or sports radio in the 30s, if we were going over baseball, or actually, what would it be, the 40s? You know what was abnormal? The black guy. That was really what's normal? Not the black guy. Number 42, what is that? What is that teaching our kids? Who cares?
Do you remember when Monk got hurt and he had the Band-Aid on and then all the fans started wearing the Band-Aid?
Mm-hmm.
If Caleb Williams goes off the season and the Bears are good and they're going towards the playoffs, how many people in Chicago are going to start painting their nails to be like him?
Absolutely. And you're gonna see a story on WGN about, Lacey's nail shop that everybody's going to because they do these special gel nail thingies where like my wife used to get, where you put the little bear logo in there and they're all like that navy blue and orange, and everyone's going to get there. And here's Tommy. He works construction for filibuster filibuster construction. And I've been 30 years. I'm a big Bear fan. He's gonna look just like the SNL guys. Imagine the late great Chris Farley in that same skit. Haven't painted nails because Caleb Williams does.
And then if you don't, then you're not
normal.
Whatever normal is these days.
And what is that teaching your kids?
Yeah.
The fish. This is what I hate about doing a show in this market forever. The Fish Whistler. That's a hell of a name, by the way. Says, Dave, was that before or after you wanted to marry Joe Montana?
What?
That's a great. Was that when you were on the show? When I was a little tiny kid, I wanted to marry Joe Montana.
Oh.
I wanted to. That's a true story. I think it was after they won their first Super Bowl. I was like, I want to marry Joe Montana. He's handsome and good at football. I didn't really understand what it meant, but to this day, I'll get reminded.
You like him? Why don't you marry him?
Right.
I
will.
Yeah.
Marry
Not too late.
Want to marry? What's wrong with wanting to marry Joe Montana when you're a kid? If that's not normal, I don't want to be normal. We will just leave Caleb Williams alone. He just got drafted by the Bears. He's going to fail anyways. Let him
do it on his own.
Let him fail
His way.
And I will just say for the record, dude, I am rooting for him. I really am. I truly am rooting for him. I do hope the Bears finally get a good quarterback. I don't enjoy making fun of that whole thing.
Also, if he doesn't do well and he doesn't make it in the NFL, it's not because of his nails.
No, right.
I think it is 100%. It's got to be that, right?
As we break from the 916, Dave, serious question. Why wouldn't you get a neck tattoo? Because I'm judgy, and generally when people have neck tattoos, I judge them, and I don't want people doing that.
It's called a job stopper.
Yeah, it's. I'm good, dude. You want to get a neck tattoo? That's great, but unfortunately,
if you did, what would it be?
Oh, what would it be?
Joe Montana?
No.
And you getting married?
No, God, obvious. It'd just be a phallus. Just right on the side of the neck. Right? What's wrong with that? Is that weird?
It's not normal.
Oh, all right. Well, you know what? We just had this conversation, Jason. Don't shame me. We'll take a break when we come back.
So you'll have it by Monday.
I will. I'll do what if I came in with sleeves one day? You guys make fun of a sweater. If I came in with like tat sleeves, my brother's completely like neck down. You couldn't tell he has any tattoos, but if he's out of the suit and tie and all that, just sleeves and like big old winged whatever the hell on his back, I'm good. Same with my nephews. Screw them. When we come back, fantasy football next.
The only place you'll find Keegan Murray is Sacktown Sports.
Out to Keegan Murray, straight away for three, and Keegan knocks down the triple.
Hey, Sacramento, it's Keegan Murray, and you're listening to the home of Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
Hey there, Jason Ross here to tell you about my guys over at Gonzalez Law. SacLegalDefense.com is the website. You can call them at 916-304-9187. to find out more. And I just want to make sure you're prepared for any kind of situation you might need representation. You don't know when it will happen. Hopefully it never will, but you want to be able to be comfortable with who you have representing you, someone that has experience. Certainly to me, it's important to have someone that's in our community, in our area. And Jonathan Gonzalez and his law team, they're right there in downtown Sacramento. I've met him over there at his offices a couple times. And you'll probably see him out in the community. He's out and about. He is one of us. He's frequently on the river. I mean, look, this is a guy that knows our area and knows what it takes to represent you if you're in this need. So what might you need him for? Well, auto accidents happen. Wrongful terminations happen. Maybe something in your past happened to you that's still following you around that you'd like removed from your record. Expungements. He does all of these types of things and more. And so if you feel like you need that representation for that wrongful termination case, I'm telling you to contact Jonathan Gonzalez. That's the law offices of Jonathan Gonzalez at SacLegalDefense.com or 916-304-9187.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family
They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Roseville Auto Mall.
I'm Dirk Verdorn in the KCRA 3 Weather Center, and today we have a bit of sunshine this morning, but increasing cloud cover as the weather system moves in. This will bring the chance for some cooler temperatures with daytime highs in the mid to upper 70s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
This Labor Day, head to the Roseville Auto Mall for our biggest sale of the year. It's the only place where you'll choose from 20 top brands. Brought to you by 17 award-winning dealers. The giant Labor Day sale at the Roseville Auto Mall, where selection, savings, and satisfaction meet.
Lowe's knows saving pros time and money means getting the job done easier. Right now, get up to 50% off select composite decking and railing. Plus, get an extra 5% off every day on eligible purchases when you use your Lowe's business credit card. Because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Selection varies by location while supplies last. 5% off are subject to credit approval. Exclusions and terms apply. See store lowes.com/credit for details.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Sacramento, Dierks Bentley's coming to town. Getting drunk on a plane. For his only show in California this year, Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park for Country in the Park 2. What was I thinking? And he's bringing some friends. Carmichael. I want to close your eyes for this. Tyler Rich. Dasha. And more. Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park. Get your tickets today before they're sold out at CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by the California Army National Guard and Red's Pizzeria and Tap House.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Take it on the local level.
Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios. Sacktown Sports. The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Go back and forth with somebody on the text line being a ding dong, which is always a fun side quest. I don't think I ever told you guys this though. There was a guy for like 6 months that about once a week would text in just the worst stuff, right? But like, and you know, some people texting all kinds of stuff. You know, most 99% of everybody's awesome, but you know, you suck. Go eat a whatever
sandwich.
But like for some reason, this guy always got to me, and I couldn't put my finger on it. But like it's almost like he knew what pissed me off, right? And so we go back.
And you're convinced it was me.
Well, so this went on for like 6 months, about once a week. We go back and forth, just like, dude. And he would say like the worst stuff, and then we go back and forth at each other. And it turns out like. It is so embarrassing too because it sucks. Turns out it's one of the guys in my fantasy football league who was just having fun with me. We were hanging out one night. He's like, "Oh yeah, dude, I've been meaning to tell you, I can't do it anymore, dude. I'm that guy that said the thing the other day." And I was like, "Are you?"
Is so good.
Like all I could do was tip my cap to him. And he's like, "Dude,
you were serious."
I was pissed, and the why it then. It actually made sense because I'd known him for so like he knew what actually and
he knew the buttons to push.
Right. And he wouldn't ever get like give himself away by getting too like personal or anything. Where like, how do you know that? But just stuff that like he like pulled stuff from like football arguments we'd had or whatever, and just would say stuff, and it was so well done. You know, you get pranked sometimes. You just kind of got this guy did it for like 6 months.
I like the idea of just his schedule change. Like, oh, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah,
so.
that's pretty much what it was. That's exactly right. His shift changed because he usually, and I never really looked to see what time it was, but he's like, yeah, dude, usually it's like I'd be, in the bathroom in the morning. I'd just be sitting down like, let me screw with Dave. 916-339-1140. Hey, eat a bag of S. You suck. What? But then, so I actually forgot to tell that story. Hello, Ashley.
Hey, how you doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I was just hearing what you guys were saying in regards to Caleb Williams and Joe Montana and all that.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the Caleb Williams situation, I really like you guys' take with that. It doesn't affect anyone else, and so it doesn't really matter what the kid's doing. If he wants to paint his nails, then like I'm all for it because, like you said, it doesn't affect anyone else, and it's such a small thing in the grand scheme of things that it's really not worth getting upset about.
Ashley, there was a great philosopher. I don't know. I'm not that smart. It was either Socrates or Plato or one of them's who said, if it makes you happy, it can't be that bad.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Unless it's illegal. So.
Exactly. And as far as the Joe Montana piece that you were saying, it's so funny because that's exactly how I was with Mike Bibby. I thought that he was like the greatest basketball player ever. I know now that he wasn't like the best, but like, in my opinion, when I was growing up, he was like the best. And I just couldn't get enough of Bibby. I was so upset when we traded him.
There were a lot of people upset when he was traded. A lot of people were upset when Jason Williams was traded.
Some people were bothered when Mike Bibby would clip his nails on the bench. I'm like, who cares?
Who cares?
That was his thing.
Also, we got to move on. But can I also just say this? My biggest question about painting nails is this: why isn't it more common with guys? Like, we decorate everything. Why is it weird to paint? I truly don't understand that one. Like, why isn't it like normal for anyone to paint their nails like black and purple for Kings games?
Yeah.
You get tattoos,
right?
Why is it like the Billy Badasses of the world get like a dragon tattoo on their face? That is awesome. But then like Chris paints his nails Kings colors and is like, you put fruit in your beer, guy? What's going on here? Wait, what is that?
What's funny
now? I kind of want to do that for opening night.
I'm saying.
I don't know this. This would be a generalization, but I could picture a fan base or certain fan bases or people that would be judgmental of that, let's say, of Caleb Williams. Yeah. Might be the same people that are wearing either face paint or like a helmet or a cheese head or a skull. And
what
you're
are we
like
doing?
Or big chain, whatever it might be. Like, some sort of thing that's assessed with or attached to your team. You're going, I wouldn't want my quarterback to paint his nails. You're wearing a scarecrow outfit or whatever. I don't know.
Right. Like,
you're in a barrel.
Yeah. Yeah. You brought the D and the fence to the game.
You just hopped off a car and smashed a banquet table in the parking lot. What are we doing? From the text line. Sorry, guys. I got it. There are two different texts here. Dave, I'm pretty sure the philosopher was Sheryl Crow. Sheryl Crow got that from I think it was
who was here first.
Yeah, I think Socrates or Aristotle was around before Sheryl Crow. Duh.
Their mix album is great.
I don't even think Sheryl Crow ever said that. I love it when they the big hat community is up in arms about painting nails. I think that's really what we have to do. I think that's how we eventually get out of that stuff is we just have to clown the people that do it. So unfortunately, like we were saying, like dox the people that fight at games. We just have to clown the people that are trying to clown just call them weird and be done with it.
What if next segment when Dave's on, Dave Richard, he's like, I really like Caleb Williams, but guys, I got an issue. I'm not drafting him because
he paints his nails and not one. But see, for Dave, he would say something like, of all the quarterbacks that have ever played a regular season game with painted nails, their winning percentage is a combined 314. Well, now I'm listening.
Yeah, okay. That affects my team.
Now I'm listening because maybe there's some sort of allergy coming from the latex on the nail or whatever. Jason, you're in how many leagues?
I will be in 3 that I know of for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you end up getting in the one? No. Okay.
I'm in 2. I didn't decline the invite into the Kings one. I
wonder who jumped out of
I
that
didn't
league.
answer.
Okay.
I just didn't respond because it was a group text. Now that doesn't count survivor pools. I'll be in 2 of those. The one here at the station, and there's another.
I like
one do.
those.
Yeah, those are fun. If you know what a survivor pool is, you pick a team every week to win. One team every week. If they win, you move on. You can only pick the team once. Last person standing wins. So it's incredibly easy. Daily fantasy. Are you a daily fantasy guy at all?
You know what? I have done that before. I like that. I think that's fun. Have you done much of that?
So what I do with daily fantasy is I actually have a friend, and we've done this now for probably like 5 years. Like every Saturday, somewhere around the evening, one of us will text the other, and it's like, hey, we're going to do our draft. And so what we do is how does it work? So like all the players that are playing the next day, right? You draft a starting lineup, and it's just he and I drafting, and it randomly says who drafts first. And then he'll draft this guy, I'll draft this guy. And there's strategy too, because if he drafts a quarterback, well, then I have my pick of every other quarterback until the end of the draft. So who do you go first? What do you do? And then his team plays my team the next day, and one of us wins. And I think we, of course, don't wager anything. Certainly not $20 a week.
Right.
That's my daily fantasy.
Gotcha. Yeah, and I know that's really grown. I mean, part of what's fun about, to me, one of the most enjoyable parts about fantasy football is I really like the draft.
It's my favorite part of the it's the best part.
Yeah. And so whether it's getting together with people and picking, and it just the process of that, where daily fantasy gives you that every day.
What about you, Chris?
I'm in 2.
You're in 2 fantasy leagues? Do you do Survivor Pool, right?
Yes.
Don't you do the one here?
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna bring something up, and we talk about this every year, but I just honestly I want to do a show Survivor League. I think that would be I think a fantasy league. I don't like that idea because it's going to exclude some people.
Survivor, it could be endless.
Tough to get everybody together.
That's exactly right. And I don't want to do a 24-team fantasy league, but Survivor, you can have 1,000 people in there. I just want to say I'm working on it because I don't want to do a Survivor League if there's not some sort of what I want to do is a Survivor League where like the top 3 get cool prizes, right? But we got to talk to promotions because there's got to be rules. I think somebody has to testify in front of a grand jury, and we all have to get fingerprinted. So just know I'm working on that, please, because I think that would be cool. We used to on the night show, dude. We because had absolutely no life. We would have like all the fantasy leagues, and then I think we had a Survivor League, and then remember we don't really do those anymore. The Confidence League.
Yeah.
And that's not a league where like you're like, I think my team's gonna win.
Right. I think mine's gonna win.
So every week let's say there's 8 games, I don't know. You would have you'd pick the winner of the game, no spreads. And then I'm the most confident on this game, so I think I'm gonna get this right. Most confident on this game, that's my 8-point game. And you go all the way down to the one that's like a coin flip, and you put 1 point on that. Is that right?
Yeah.
Am I remembering that right? Okay. And then, you get the points for the year. I think actually one year, because Grant used to run that, actually, I think. I think one year we did do it with spreads, and everyone was like, that's way too hard. But what happened to those? I miss those.
Yeah, I've still
I think people were sick of doing math.
Nah, great point. Well, speaking of being sick of doing math, Dave Richards, CBS Sports, makes his debut, and I think his 10th year with us, coming up next. So if you have draft questions, 916-339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. We will do our best to pass those on to Dave and answer those for you coming up next.
Our first year as the radio home of the San Francisco 49ers is one we will never forget.
It's a toss to McCaffrey, a cutback run 30, breaks 340. McCaffrey midfield. McCaffrey 40, 30, 20, and toasted all the way down to the 3-yard line. On the first play of the game, CMC Dynamite.
Congratulations to the 49ers on a terrific year. And thank you for so many wonderful memories.
They say the hardest part of getting something done is getting started. Well, we did that 30 years ago when California first took on the tobacco industry. Now, smoking is down 60%, lung cancer 42%. A couple of our cities have already ended tobacco sales. A California without big tobacco isn't just possible, it's already happening. See our progress at undo.org.
This is the story of the one. As a facility technician installing a new welding station, he knows getting the ventilation right is critical for safety. That's why when questions arise, there's Grainger. Grainger offers detailed technical product information online at his fingertips, so it's easy to find what he needs. Because when it comes to safety, having answers means he and his people can breathe a little easier. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sacktown Sports. Remember, we've talked a lot about benchmarks when it comes to NFL.
Yes.
So one of them, for me, the first one is the Major League Baseball All-Star Game, because that means we're coming down the wire, finishing baseball, and we're closer to fall. Then it's Hard Knocks. That's a big one. Camps opening. College football kicking off. But for me, one of the big ones is when I hear the sweet, romantic voice.
Takes you to just a place of comfort, doesn't it?
Of Florida's own, CBS Sports' own, Dave Richard. And here he is this morning, fresh off a podcast, making time for us with absolutely almost zero notice whatsoever for both fantasy football questions and Jennifer Lopez questions, whatever we want to throw at him. Dave, it's Jason. Good morning.
No advance notice whatsoever, just that we've been talking about fantasy on your show for the last 12
I was going to say, I thought it was 10. Is it 12?
Let's go with 12.
I say we go with 12.
What year was Alfred Morris a rookie?
Oh, that's okay. Let's look.
That's when it originated.
Alf. All right, let me see here. Why did I write Alf in there? All right, Alfred.
That'll get you a different
Morris
Google search.
Stats. Okay, we're going to find this out live on the air right now. Okay, Alfred Morris stats.
This is good radio.
Oh my God. Yeah, he was a rookie in 2012. Dave
Jason,
Richard.
how do you work with this guy?
I ask myself that every day.
A paycheck and an apology. How was your, real quick, because I know we got a lot of stuff to get to, but I feel like it's rude to just be like, let's talk about, how was your summer? How are you?
I'm good. I enjoyed working this summer. This was a challenging summer because we continued to put out our magazine. We did our podcast 3 times a week. A lot of content was made. A lot of researching was done. And I really didn't get much of a break. I went to Las Vegas for almost a week. That was my off season.
Hey, when you say magazine, that's a digital magazine, not like an actual magazine, right?
Incorrect, sir.
It's a
This
real
is a
magazine
that you can still hold in your hand.
What are those?
While you're on the throne, getting ready for your fantasy draft.
Then I can ask my question. I'm sure it's not this way, and if it is, whatever. But if it's not, I think you should check it out. I know it's fantasy football, but there should be a centerfold, right? Like every
Dave Richard.
Well, I'd be fine with that, but like every week, Dave, or however often you put it out, like your whatever your player of the week or the guy you're focused on, whatever, and then it's just like it's like a centerfold where you pull it out and hey, here he is in a Heisman pose or scoring a touchdown. Yeah, and then you can rip it out, put it on the wall. It's just an idea. I'm just trying to make you money.
Hey, I don't know if that would make us money.
If you signed them.
I could sign Dave Rich or Jonathan Taylor.
That would devalue the magazines as well. They are on newsstands, and they're the last of the fantasy magazines.
I love it.
To hit newsstands on purpose. It's that way we get as much information from the off season as we can possibly put in there.
It's that fresh. That's good. So Dave,
I mean, it's not fresh. It's not so fresh, Jason, that like we have JJ McCarthy out for the year as an example.
Okay, wow.
But it's fresher than other magazines that you'll find if you so desire to get a magazine before you go into your draft.
Yeah. So people are getting ready, whether it's this weekend, next week, leading up to obviously the first game on that Thursday. What's the best bit of advice for those out there? Because we got a couple guys like McCaffrey, who's obviously a number one or number two, like way up high, who's been a little bit injured. We got guys that are unsigned. Do any of those things scare you from a McCaffrey to Chase to CeeDee Lamb to Ayuk, those type of guys?
Yes, the holdouts scare me more than McCaffrey. I mean, let's be real. McCaffrey wasn't somebody we were going to see playing in the preseason anyway. 49ers know how to use him, and he knows what to do. So as long as he's just taking care and healing up so that he's ready to go week one, that's all I care about. And he's still in his prime. Did get a lot of work last year, is 28 years old. But I can't help but think that Christian McCaffrey has – I mean, I don't. It's not about thinking. This is legitimate. He's got more upside than any non-quarterback in fantasy football. So why would you let that guy fall through your fingertips into somebody else's roster? The answer is you shouldn't. So he's still my 101, but I did recently move down Lamb, Chase, and Ayuk just because there's some uncertainty there. I am most confident that Chase will end up playing this year. He's got 2 years left on his deal, and I just think he didn't want to deal with training camp, and he'll be back in practice sooner than later. Ayuk, we don't know if he's getting traded. We don't know what his situation will be. His hold-in seems pretty strong, as you guys know. Same thing with Lamb, who hasn't been with the team. And we just have this long track record of players who hold out and then they show up a week before the season.
Yep.
And they're not ready. They're not in game shape. They get hurt, and they definitely underperform. So Lamb has moved to 10th overall for me, not round 10, Dave. 10th overall in the first round for CeeDee Lamb. But I think I'm going to be in so many leagues this year where he goes before then. And for now, I'm okay with that. If he were to sign by Sunday, even if he were to sign by this time next week, I'd move him right back up. But until that happens, or until it's close to happening, I don't know if I feel good about having CeeDee Lamb on my fantasy team. And that means I can't feel good about Dak Prescott as my fantasy quarterback either.
A couple of kind of leading into that. So who would your top three running backs be overall? Yeah, obviously
McCaffrey is my 101.
Okay.
Breece Hall, I'm taking it as soon as third overall. He's my second favorite running back. Bijan Robinson.
Okay.
I would take as fourth overall. And this is full PPR and non-PPR running backs all the way. McCaffrey, Hall, Robinson in that order.
Somebody asking Brandon Ayuk or Rashad White. Draft is next week. Keeper deadline today.
Yeah, I would pick White over Ayuk because we just don't know the situation with Ayuk. And listen, the best case scenario for Ayuk, in my opinion, is that he stays in San Francisco.
Yeah.
The next best would be he gets traded to Washington. And maybe the Commanders are trying to load up, made that trade yesterday to get Jahan Dotson. Maybe they're trying to load up to add draft picks to the stockpile and try and convince the 49ers to trade them Ayuk. And that would be good for Ayuk, but I think I'd rather have him in San Francisco. We do not want Brandon Ayuk going to the Steelers.
No.
That would be bad news bears. That would be he'd be sharing with George Pickens. The quarterback situation's bad. The offensive line hasn't looked good in the preseason. I would expect the Steelers to clean that up, but they might not clean that up until October. Then who knows who their quarterback is by then.
Dave, how about your receiver rankings or some, what you already mentioned, a couple guys that are a holdout, hold in, and then changing quarterback. So there's some shuffling there, but where is maybe your top 3 to 5 receivers?
All right, so I'll just name the names, and this is full PPR, and it's a different list for non-PPR, but Tyreek Hill is 1. Amon-Ra St. Brown is number 2. Justin Jefferson is 3rd. A.J. Brown is 4th, and Garrett Wilson is 5th. This is a list that feels weird because there's no Chase, there's no Lamb.
Yeah.
But once those guys sign, once it's clear they're going to play, those guys are moving right back up. And then names like Garrett Wilson and A.J. Brown, they won't be top 5 guys. But I'm looking at safety in round 1. I've seen Tyreek Hill practice on a number of occasions this summer because I live in South Florida, and I always take chances to go and watch him practice. He looks great. He's going to be great again this year. St. Brown in Detroit, huge target volume, scores a bunch of touchdowns. How could you go wrong? Justin Jefferson's a guy we get asked about a lot because now that J.J. McCarthy's hurt, everybody's freaking out about Sam Darnold. And look, I think Sam Darnold is not a great NFL quarterback. However, I think he will have enough sense to throw to Justin Jefferson 10 times a game. And if you're a good wide receiver who can make plays after the catch and you're getting 10 targets a game, you're going to get some pretty good numbers. So I worry a little bit about the touchdowns for Jefferson. But volume, 10 targets a game, that means he's going to get, I mean, heck, man, he might get 170 targets this year. That means 115 catches. That means 1,500 yards. To me, that's outstanding, and I don't mind taking him at 3. Brown in Philadelphia, their number 1 receiver. Garrett Wilson with the Jets. As long as Aaron Rodgers is okay, that's a big if. He'd be my 5th guy.
All right, so it wouldn't be a Dave Richard interview if it wasn't included with a question from Dave and Carmichael. So help me out with the Miami running back situation and why it's confusing me and kind of pissing me off a little bit, because you have the guy who led the whole league in touchdowns. And then you have another guy who it just seems like he's a lot more than a handcuff. How are you handling those 2 running backs?
I am only interested in drafting them if they come at a fair price. And I'm afraid with Achane that he's getting overdrafted.
Okay.
Because everybody sees his metrics from last year. They're not thinking about when he got his numbers. Dave, he got the majority of his big games in blowouts. And I don't know how many blowouts the Dolphins are going to have this year, going one way or the other. So that worries me a little bit, the fact that Mostert's healthy and they drafted a running back named Jalen Wright. Like, those guys are going to take work away from Devon Achane.
Yeah.
And here's another thing. Mike McDaniel's track record is all about using multiple running backs. He's going to use 2 guys every game, no matter what. And here's the last thing. I've been to 4 Dolphins practices, so, I mean, it's not every practice. I've seen Achane look good. I haven't seen Achane evolve into this amazing, league-winning, RB1 type of fantasy guy. I am nervous that he's not going to get the type of workload that we want. I do think he'll see an uptick in catches. That's a nice thing. But when the Dolphins and a little bit of Achane, so it's not going to be Achane all the way there. I'm okay with Achane if it's late round 3. I think he's going to be gone by late round 3 in a lot of leagues. So Mostert, I think we just took him in a draft that we did. I think it was round 8. I love that value for a guy who can just be our RB3, and we just wait a little while for him. And if we need him, we use him. That's the type of time that I would take Mostert.
Who would you say at this point, Dave, in your, I guess you've done a couple drafts, as you said there, that's getting drafted too high, or a couple in your opinion, and conversely, people that are missing on a few people that are getting too low at this point?
So I've also watched Kyle Pitts practice, and I'm not. Listen, it's been 3 years of Kyle Pitts. He really hasn't done anything, and I know that Kirk Cousins is there, and he's supposed to make everything better. I totally disagree with his ADP. I think he should be drafted later. Zay Flowers in Baltimore. There's been a lot of hype around him, and he's certainly a talented receiver. But I know the track record of Lamar Jackson, and he likes leaning on Mark Andrews. And they also added Derrick Henry. Get this. In Zay Flowers' best games last year, Andrews was out, and the Ravens struggled to run the ball. At least the running backs didn't get a lot of fantasy points. And so I think both those things are flipped now. Andrews is healthy. Derrick Henry's there. It makes me nervous about Zay Flowers being anything more than a boom or bust type of fantasy receiver. If anybody is expecting Keenan Allen to be anywhere close to what he was with the Chargers, they're fooling themselves. I don't think he's worth his ADP at all. And Michael Pittman's another guy that I'm pretty much out on. His ADP is in round 4. I wouldn't take him until maybe round 6. I know that Anthony Richardson had some bad throws last night. That's not the half of it. Pittman doesn't get a lot of targets inside the 10. And as long as Richardson and Jonathan Taylor are healthy, that's going to continue. So high volume receiver on a team that added another wide receiver and Adonai Mitchell, who did look good last night. Might not get the same type of volume as last year. Probably won't get any more than 6 touchdowns over the course of the season. Probably won't have as many catches. Pittman's someone I'm passing on. I like receivers like Terry McLaurin and Chris Godwin. Their ADP, to me, it's a little low. I think that they're both in line to have good volume this year. McLaurin with Jaden Daniels, That's an upgrade at receiver for him. Chris Godwin is healthy now. He's going to play. I was told he's going to play in the Cooper Kupp role for the Tampa Bay Bucks. And that's a role that I think I would like to have a wide receiver in. So he's somebody that I'm drafting earlier than ADP. And one more running back. This is a big one. Ken Walker in Seattle and Josh Jacobs, 2 running backs. Their ADPs are in round 3, maybe early round 4. I'm taking both those guys either late round 2, early round 3. Absolutely expect big years from Jacobs in Green Bay. Better situation for him. He'll get a lot of work. And Kenneth Walker being the lead guy for Seattle in their new offense.
We will talk to Dave Richard again before everybody's drafts. Hopefully you won't be drafting until next week or beyond. We'll end it with our Alf Morris Memorial question of the game. Will Mike Evans continue the 1,000-yard streak this year?
Yes. Easy answer.
That's the right answer. That is absolutely the right answer.
And let me tell you, he is a flashpoint in fantasy drafts. As a guy that you can write this in ink in your magazine, 15 PPR points per game. He's good for it.
Wow.
Okay. Now, naturally, he'll have some weeks where he only gets you 10 or 12, but he's also going to get you some weeks where he's in the 20s, and that's good. But he will average 15 PPR points per game. When you are considering a wide receiver in rounds 3 and 4, if Evans is on the board and you see another name that you like, you better be sure that guy's going to get more than 15 PPR points per game before you take him ahead of Mike Evans.
That's the best in the business, Dave Richard. Dave, where can people hear, watch, see you, smell you, and love you?
Well, I don't know about where they can smell me. That's a problem. But they can definitely see me on YouTube. Search for Fantasy Football Today. We do live podcasts every morning. When you guys wake up, it'll be ready for you to watch at your own leisure. And then we're on cable this year, Dave.
Whoa.
CBS Sports Network, 3 times a week, usually at 1 p.m. Eastern. Check local listings. Fantasy Football Today, a fresh show on cable, not a replay of our podcast, not some stuff that airs somewhere else. It is live. It is going to be wild, and it's going to help you with your fantasy leagues this year. Look for it. Check, like I said, check local listings. Name of the show, Fantasy Football Today.
I get to see all 65 inches of Dave Richard every morning. I love it. Dave, that's great for you.
I'm just letting that.
I'm happy for you. It's a long way from Jacksonville Community Cable. Look at you, big boy.
Listen, I don't even remember the days I was on Jacksonville Community.
That is what coming on this show for 12 straight years will do for you. You make it big. Dave Richard, CBS Sports, joining us once again, part of our family. We appreciate you, brother. Have a wonderful weekend.
Always great to hear your voice. Looking forward to doing it again next week.
All right, see you. That's Dave Richard. When we come back, some odds and ends for the week, some fun stories, and we need to talk I want to talk to you a little bit because that's how we ended the interview. I'll talk to you a little bit about Mike Evans.
Okay,
because Mike Evans fascinates me. We'll do all that next.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out sacktownsports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on sacktownsports.com. Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm Dirk Verdorn in the KCRA3 Weather Center, and today we have a bit of sunshine this morning, but increasing cloud cover. As the weather system moves in, this will bring the chance for some cooler temperatures with daytime highs in the mid to upper 70s. Get the latest forecasts on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
It's been said an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And when it comes to a nice, cool summer, it's so true. Right now, get a complete air conditioner tune-up for just $59. Bonnie, plumbing, sewer, electrical, heating, and air. Bonnie.com. Some restrictions apply. License 696-355.
It's your boy Drapes, Kyle Draper from Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. I just love my new Mercedes-Benz EQS SUV. You know, I used to have a Tesla for a number of years, but it felt like I was sitting at the kids' table. When I got my Mercedes-Benz EQS SUV, I finally felt like I had made it. I was sitting at the adult table. If you don't believe me, go test drive one for yourself. As soon as you hop in, you'll notice the comfort, the luxury, just the overall feel. Make the short drive down I-5 to Mercedes-Benz of Stockton or go online anytime at mbofstockton.com.
I just don't like going to church, man. I don't like the people there. People at church have like coworker vibes. Ralph Barbosa, the super cool ass tour.
Like some of them are cool, but most of them, they're just being fake nice because they want that promotion. Like if those are the people that are going to be hanging out in heaven, I just go to hell.
Saturday, September 7th, the venue at Thunder Valley. Get tickets now. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com. Don't miss the hilarious Ralph Barbosa live.
Insurance companies perform a very valuable service, but they want to keep their money. Although most cases settle before trial, it is paramount that the insurance companies know that if pressed, your legal team has the experience to take your case all the way. For 25 years, Ashton & Price has earned the reputation that if the insurance company isn't fair, we're ready to force them to be fair. My mom used to warn me, wait till dad gets home. Think of us as dad. The best part, there's no fee until we win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
I would end the day with sore feet, sore legs. The drugstore inserts that I was purchasing were really not very useful at all. I walked into the Good Feet store and the guy kind of grinned at me and said, I hear that a lot. I was living with chronic pain before going to the Good Feet store. Now I don't really have that problem. I'm able to do the things that I expect to be able to do, even at my advanced age. I feel pretty good about what's going on.
Come to the Good Feet store now for a free fitting and test walk.
Get in on the action at Sky River Casino in Elk Grove. With over 80 table games, more than 2,100 slot machines, and a thrilling high-limit room, you'll enjoy a casino experience on a whole new level. Visit skyriver.com today. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Labor Day savings now at Maida Chevy with $12,000 off MSRP on every new Silverado half-ton Turbo Max in stock after rebates.
$12,000 off every Silverado LT Turbo Max at Maida Chevy with at least 5 at this price.
Labor Day savings up to $12,000 off MSRP exclusively at Maida Chevy at MaidaChevy.com. Sacramento Silverado headquarters. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing and leasing. Some other offers must trade in 2010 model year or newer. And July 324.
Made a great deal at Maida.
The black and purple. It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, but your local sports leader, Sacktown Sports.
Wow. Oh, we have breaking show news during the break. We have a little, I guess you call it a putting green. That's basically
that's yours, isn't it?
Yeah, actually, brought in a few years ago. It's all jacked up, but Jason just grabbed one of the. We have a few random golf clubs in here. Jason grabbed a wedge. Was probably a good 20 feet out. Said if 18 feet out,
whatever.
Said if I make this chip.
No, I just said if this shot. I was very, very vague.
Yeah.
But said if this shot is good, the Kings will have a good year. And what happened, Dave?
Sunk it perfectly. So, but we didn't define what's a good year for the Kings.
Yeah, and well, I would say that would qualify as a good shot, right?
Yeah,
the shot
a great
is good.
shot.
Because I was like, I'm not going to probably make it, but
I would say, well, since this is our game and we can that's a championship.
Okay,
Kings are winning a title according to Jason Ross. Yeah. Somebody,
and you're very jinxy, so like that happened. I just made it happen.
You just made it happen.
You're welcome.
That's the clip Frankie should be sending out. Yes. Kings are winning it all. Before we get into all the fun stuff here. Oh, and by the way, have you seen the new Greg Maddux clip?
No, didn't we have it yesterday?
We got a new. No, we did. Nope.
We have another new one.
We have another.
No, I'm excited.
He's sitting with John Smoltz, and then Lopez starts about how they figured out their signs.
Okay.
Oh, it might be the best one. It might. I watched it during the break. I'm very excited. Chris is loading it up. So, just real quick, because we ended that conversation on Mike Evans.
Yes.
Jason, Mike Evans turned 31 2 days ago. Actually, happy birthday, Mike Evans. Mike Evans has been in the league 10 years. Mike Evans has played pretty much every game. I think he's missed 6 games, 7 games in his career. Mike Evans has every year of his career. Every year of his career. Also, Mike Evans has never caught 100 balls in a season.
Wow.
Mike Evans has gotten double digits in touchdowns 5 times out of those 10 years, including 13 last year, just one off his career high. So last year, Mike Evans, 79 catches, 1,255 yards, 13 touchdowns, perennially a 1,000-yard receiver. Mike Evans has caught 1,000. Mike Evans has caught 1,000 yards or more every year for 10 straight years. Mike Evans is almost exactly at the halfway mark between him and Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice is 22,895 career receiving yards. Mike Evans, 11,680. That's actually kind of insane. Now, granted, I mean, it's because Mike Evans is, Mike Evans has pretty much caught about 1,000 yards every year. He doesn't have any. I think his career high for receiving yards actually is what is it? He had a 1,500-yard season, a 1,300-yard season, but every other year it's like 1,035, 1,051, 1,006. Slipped in by the skin of his teeth in 2020. But it makes me wonder. So Mike Evans right now, Jason, Mike Evans has caught over 1,000 yards for 10 straight years. Mm-hmm. He's 31 years old, just turned 31. Mike Evans last year passed Calvin Johnson for 33rd all time. This year, if he hits 1,000 yards again, he will pass Don Maynard, Antonio Gates, Michael Irvin, Derek Mason, Hines Ward, Charlie Joyner, Jimmy Smith, Antonio Brown, Brandon Marshall, and the still active, well, maybe not DeAndre Hopkins. Has an outside chance of catching Art Monk. He's going to be a Hall of Famer, right?
I believe so.
But he's not like in, is he?
No, I mean, I think he's got to do just a little bit more. Just a little bit. Like if he keeps this for 2 more 1,000-yard seasons, plays another one and gets another 500 and moves into the top 15 in catches and top 15 in yards. I think so. He's got a Super Bowl.
He does have a Super Bowl. I was going to throw that in there.
Yeah, I would say yes.
What an interesting career. What a really interesting career. And I feel like Mike Evans should get more love.
Yeah.
And
what's funny about him? I had him. A lot of us do this. I do it. Is kind of equated to if we've drafted a guy in fantasy. Mm-hmm. I had him one year and was ultra disappointed because I think I picked him pretty high.
Yeah,
and I think he had 1,000.
Well, I guarantee you he had 1,000.
Yeah, but like 6 touch. Like right. It was like, but I drafted him higher than that, and then I got him probably 3 years later, way later.
Yeah,
in the draft, and he was awesome.
Yeah. That's
because I got him like in the 9th round. You're like, oh, what a steal in the 9th round.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's a lot of that's when you get him.
Before we hit the break here, Jason, here we go. And everybody, this is I love how they're leaking these clips of the Maddox doc. Yeah. Here's Greg Maddox talking to John Smoltz. His old catcher, Lopez, is talking again as well about how he worked with signs.
It was just trying to understand how hitters see the ball and then what can I do with the ball to try to trick them. If I'm going to throw a changeup, I know it's not worth it unless I've thrown a low fastball for a strike. I have no way to trick the hitter.
Yeah.
Kind of like, you can't go fishing without bait. You got to bait the hook.
I think they have a fairly complicated set of signs that they go through.
I never told this to anybody, but he called his own pitches.
I think it's pretty amazing how he did it. So how he caught the ball from Eddie determined what the next pitch was going to be.
When he threw that pitch, he go fastball away, fastball inside.
Tap his leg with his glove. That is a sign to Eddie Perez.
This is changeup. I caught it, and curveball was this.
Nobody ever knew it. I mean, it was kind of brilliant.
They don't call him the professor for nothing. It was just trying to understand.
There was one sign where he would pick his nose. If he held his glove out, that was fastball away. If he held his glove in, that was fastball inside. How did nobody ever pick Maddox's signs? How did, and by the way, it's important to add the context here because we talk about it all the time. Sorry, Chris. What did you say? Oh, okay. Remember, Maddox was the guy with the Cubs whose lips Will Clark read and hit the grand slam in game 1. So it's not like Maddox hasn't been studied.
Right.
How did they not pick those? Those are incredibly, look, they're not obvious, but if you're watching film, you're like,
Yeah,
oh,
you're
that's
looking
weird.
for
He
something.
catches it differently. Oh, what did he throw? Okay, well, let's see if he let's see 10. Oh my God, he threw every time he sticks his glove out, that's fastball outside.
Yeah.
Now I also wonder why. Never mind.
But I always wonder, like, he would obviously get the ultimate respect. He's calling his own pitches, which is really rare. But if you had like a catcher that came up like, I'm going to call this. No. I think I got this.
I would like to see what Barry Bonds talking about facing him. I would have liked to seen that with Tony Gwynn.
Oh, God.
It's too bad he's not with us anymore because they were just so analytical about
hitting technicians.
Two of the biggest nerds.
Yeah.
And I say that with all the love and respect. Two of the biggest nerds in the history of the game. By the way, we got a break here, but what do I want to say? Yeah. Tony Gwynn faced Greg Maddux 103 times, had 103 plate appearances against him. Anybody want to guess what Greg Maddux held Tony Gwynn to? One of the greatest pure hitters of all time. And what did Tony Gwynn bat against Greg Maddux?
333.
333.
320.
320. 429.
Wow.
That's stupid.
And he probably struck him out twice.
Right, exactly. If that. I'll bet you he didn't. I'm going to look that up.
Because there was some stat about
it
might be Smoltz, Maddox, and Pedro or something, and he struck him out like 5 times or whatever.
We'll come back. Who's hot? Who's not? We'll do all that next. But first, Jason's leaving in 15 minutes to go to charity work. In the meantime, let me tell you about my good friends at Hoblet. They are my friends, and they can be your friends too. They can. I mean, they're my friends because both the cars we drive, we bought from Hoblet. And no, we didn't get like a free car from Hoblet for doing these spots. Somebody said that to me the other day. Well, of course you drive a car from Hoblet. They gave it to you. No, they didn't. Did you make it again? Yeah. Okay, dude, you should stop. You're playing golf later today, and you're wasting all your shots in here. Sorry, Jason's just hitting clutch chips like he's Hideki Yama, Scotty Rossler. Anyway, I think it's important to say that, and I do this with all my endorsements, by the way. It's not that I don't know anybody at Hoblet. It's just when I went in to get my cars, I didn't know anybody that day. And you know what I didn't do? I didn't say, hey, guys, Carmichael Dave from Sactown Sports. I want the deal. Because you get the same deal I do, or I get the same deal you do. It was a phenomenal deal on both vehicles, both payment plans. I mean, they've got all kinds of banks you can choose from. And they're just great people. And you feel that way when you drive off the lot. As a matter of fact, I had a question about my, what was it with my wife's Jeep? I want to give you a real anecdote here. It was something about, we couldn't figure out how to pop the back seat, the two back seats. And so I called, someone picks up the phone, transferred me to service, and I thought I was going to have to bring it in, and they walked us through it right there on the phone. Like that's what I'm saying. Like, look, Hoblet's still going to have the best deals around, but car places are car places are car places. What really makes the difference is the margins. Within the margins. How do they treat you? How do they treat you when you're done? And yes, I'm going a little bit long on Hoblet, but I'm passionate about that. So search, select, and save at HobletDodge.com. And hey, tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Can Mike Brown build on last season's Coach of the Year award? Can the Kings exceed 48 wins?
We will be better prepared to make the run that we expect to run come next playoff.
Tune into every Kings game this season on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Labor Day, our annual celebration of workers and their achievements, was first observed in New York, and the first Monday in September became a national holiday in 1894. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. Each year we commemorate Labor Day with parades, picnics, and family gatherings. And right now, Naturewood Home Furnishings is celebrating with their exceptional whole store Labor Day sale. Would you like to refresh your living room? Would you like to restyle your bedroom? Maybe you want to redesign your home office. No matter whether it's your dining room, kids' rooms, accents, or accessories, Naturewood's unique store-wide Labor Day sale offers savings in every department and savings on every brand like Stanton, Omnia, England, Stickley, Flex Steel, and all the rest of the award-winning furniture. When it comes right down to it, it's all about choices and always about quality. Visit Naturewood Home Furnishings right now for this remarkable Labor Day sale. Off Highway 50 at Hazel, look for the water wheel.
Hey, check it out. We've got an incredible lineup of live music and events with the Sacktown Sports live events calendar. It's a gathering of soul legends in one fantastic summer show at the Soul Fest 24 Live on August 24th at Thunder Valley. Plus, take a trip back in time with 80s Rewind at Thunder Valley on September 1st. September 4th, it's Montgomery Gentry bringing their rockin' country to the Crest Theater. Then Train and REO Speedwagon at the Toyota Amphitheater on September 6th. And the Doobie Brothers are appearing there on September 10th. Also, on September 6th, check out the live music at Crawdads on the Lake with Jared Neiman. And don't miss the Lodi Grape Festival, September 12th through the 15th, featuring Joe Nichols and Smash Mouth. And you'll laugh out loud with George Lopez at Hard Rock Live Sacramento on September 21st. And looking ahead, it's Bad Religion at Hard Rock Live Sacramento on October 19th. And that's your Sacktown Sports live events calendar. Your ticket to the hottest shows in town.
Sacramento Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram off Business 80 next to Hagen Oaks or online sacksuperstore.com. Big inventory and the right deal. Experience it for yourself and see why their customers drive away smiling. It's the Sack Superstore difference.
What's hot and what's not. Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
Who is hot? Who's hot?
National League pitching.
Really?
This season, National League pitchers have thrown 15,946 strikeouts and 5,834 walks for a ratio of 2.73 strikeouts to walks.
That ratio.
That would be the highest by National League pitchers in a single season since 1879.
It's because of Skeens.
That's going to be the highest since 1879.
Correct.
So the last time this happened, like odds, the last time this happened, Lincoln had just, I almost just said Lincoln had just retired. Lincoln had just been president. The last time that happened, pretty much there were people that played that actually were able to vote for Lincoln. No, maybe they're too old for that. There was managers that managed before Lincoln was president. No, they probably didn't manage. I don't think baseball started that early. But you get my point.
I got a good one.
Okay.
There were only 37 states in 1879.
Oh.
I guarantee you Hawaii and Alaska weren't two of them.
Right. They were altered.
That's insane when you can say stuff like this sports thing happened in 1879. That's when like what was it? What they called it laudanum, opium, right? That's when everyone was like, "Hey,
what's this?
How about some?" By the way,
that's the cute Palms ale fall.
when that happened, because this thing happened in December 31st, the last day of 1879. But when that happened last, that was before a couple months later after the baseball season ended. Some guy named Edison tested a light bulb. The Bulgarian National Bank was founded. The Anglo-Zulu War began. And the Constitution of California was ratified. 1879.
You know, like when you go without power for like a few hours. It's like there's a novelty to it a little bit. But then it's like, all right, we need the power back on. Could you imagine back then? Like there was just no lights.
That's why whenever anyone ever says stuff like, I wish we could go to the good old days, or well, let's make America great again. Like they weren't good. My son has diarrhea. Oh yeah. What's going to happen to him? Oh, he died. What? Oh, yeah. My
Don't worry, I was 6 others.
Right. Yeah. Right. Exactly. Oh, so you have 4 kids, and you and your wife. Where do you all sleep? In the same bed.
Yeah.
By the fireplace. What'd you have for dinner last night? Bear. Oh, really? Did you shoot it? No, we actually pulled it out of the snow because we put our rations back there for the wintertime.
You only have 4 kids. I thought you were 17.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, those are the good old days.
Right.
No, they're not.
What'd you watch last night? Fire?
We watched
We lit the candle.
We watched Fire and
Shadow puppets.
Papa, yeah, did shadow puppets.
My kids are still reading. It's just going to ruin their brains.
Put that book down. Or were there books?
If you stare that long into the fire, it's going to make you go blind.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Grandpa got bit by a snake. He's dead.
Yeah. Ezekiel, stop reading that book.
Screw you, Ezekiel. Who's not?
Scott Severus.
Why'd you say that? Scott Severus.
Scott Severus, because I wanted to get to it quickly.
Yeah, there you go.
He is the first manager in MLB history to have a 10-game lead in the division or league and be fired before the end of the season.
Oh, wow. It's more like Scott out of service. Yeah, very quickly, Chris. Like they probably pulled it. Oh, that was in my ear. Sorry. All right, let's go streaking.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
It's time to go streaking.
We're going streaking! Yeah!
Who is the Nostradamus of MLB? Who can keep the streak going? It's time to go streaking.
What the hell are you doing? We're streaking!
Somebody said people were watching their fire sticks. That's well done.
Dave, you're at 0.
Yeah.
I'm at 2. Chris is at 5. Let's see how we did. Dave, you stuck with Shea Langoliers of the Oakland A's. He got it 4 times, and he had 0 hits. You're at 0. Stay at 0. I was at 2, trying to get to 3. I took Trey Turner of the Philadelphia Phillies. The Phillies only have 3 hits. Trey Turner got it 4 times. He got
a hit.
0 hits.
Oh, what?
So I'm done.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, there it is.
Sorry, it's over. It's over now.
It's over. It's over, ladies and gentlemen.
But we got to keep our eye on Christopher Laud.
Yeah, we do.
Because yesterday,
Fishing great again, okay?
you love that thing.
You know what that is?
I know what that is. Chris took Ellie De La Cruz of the Cincinnati Reds. The Reds only had 5 hits. They got shut out. Chris trying to get to 6. Ellie De La Cruz, 3 plate appearances, 1 hit.
1 hit.
So Dave and I are at 0. Chris is at 6.
Screw him.
Okay.
All right.
Who are you picking?
Well, the Shea Langoliers thing didn't work.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with, let's just go with the good old Stanboy. Shohei Ohtani.
Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, we'll try it again.
Okay, I'm going to take a Jackson, but not Holiday. I'm going to take Jackson Chorio of the Brewers.
Do you still get the song, though?
No, that's Holiday. Okay, Chris?
I'm taking Luis Arias.
Screw that guy. Big
Streak
time.
somewhere.
Screw him and
I'm
everyone
taking Greg
around.
Maddux.
I want that trout.
Yes, I know you do.
We do our yearly fishing trip. We're talking about that's what we should give the person that catches the least.
I'd love to share with the class what it was, but we just have
I think they know.
We have people in the chat that will just go, you can't say anything. It's just, it's a singing trout, dude. Like,
Looks fun. Take me to the river.
when we come back, one of us, is Jason gonna go play golf? Ooh. And I'm just gonna keep talking for a while because I know you got to get out of here. You got to drive.
I do.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Represent us well.
Yeah, I will.
So when we get back, it's Christopher Laud and Carmichael Dave. We talk about ourselves in the third person. We'll do Niners at 9 and so much more right after this.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Lowe's knows Labor Day calls for big savings. Right now, get up to 40% off select major appliances. Plus, save up to $750 when you buy 2 or more select major appliances priced $396 or more. And My Lowe's Rewards members get 3 bags of premium 2 cubic foot color mulch for just $10. Because Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 9/4 while supplies last. Program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change. Mulch offer excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
At Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda, we make the dream of owning a new car easy and stress-free.
With prices that you just can't say no to. Save on our best selection of the year during the final days of the Honda Summer Event.
Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here.
Number 1 claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company's L1 report.
Hi, this is Frank LaRosa. And this is Scott Marsh. Join us weekly for Golf to Go right here on Sacktown Sports. We talk to all the local golf experts in the area and give you the latest on all the courses as well.
And not to mention all the golf legends and celebrities, along with all the latest in equipment and tournaments too.
Most importantly, we'll just have some fun talking about a game that's fun to play.
You know it's my favorite hour of the week, Frank.
Golf to Go, Thursdays at 6 p.m. and Saturdays at 8 a.m. right here on Sacktown Sports. Give us a listen. I think you'll enjoy it.
Sacramento, Dirks Bentley's coming to town.
Getting drunk on a plane.
For his only show in California this year, Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park for Country in the Park 2.
What was I thinking?
And he's bringing some friends. Carmichael.
I want to close your eyes for this.
Tyler Rich.
Be the difference.
Dasha.
Did your boobs stop working?
And more. Saturday, September 28th at Heart Health Park. Get your tickets today before they're sold out at CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by the California Army National Guard and Red's Pizzeria and Tap House.
When an overwhelmed injury victim calls Ashton or Price, we immediately remove their legal burden and introduce them to the very best medical care in the region. They focus on their health and we handle all the rest. When they reach the end of their medical journey and are reunited with happiness and hope, we unleash our decades of legal experience to obtain maximum compensation. We are real, local, experienced litigators and snappy dressers too. Consultation's free and there's never a fee until we win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your flagship station for the Beam Team.
Can we light the beam? Light the beam, baby.
Sit-down sports. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
on Sacktown Sports.
In about an hour, it's supposed to be overcast for the remainder of the day, or at least cloudy. Today's high 77 in Sacramento, which is literally 7 degrees off, which is not much, of what I always say is my absolute favorite weather. 70 degrees and cloudy, no rain. Maybe, breeze 3 to 5 miles an hour. Nothing crazy. That to me is the optimal day. But 77 and cloudy on August 23rd.
I'll take it.
Every which way but loose, I would take that. And by the way, because I see him talking about it in the chat, just want to remind you every single day that we talk about this. First off, it's going to be 100 degrees next week, so don't get happy. But enjoy the day. Secondly, we still have another 7 weeks probably of summer-ish conditions. Don't be fooled. Sacramento summer goes into the second week of October. It will not start getting... Now, that doesn't mean that we won't have nice days in October that are in the... Don't get me wrong, they'll be in the 70s, but there'll also be some in the high, maybe 90s. I don't think we'll get to 100 in October. But it doesn't start getting crisp.
That's what you're looking for.
That I'm looking for, that October crisp. Leaves turning brown and red and yellow. Apple hilling.
Is it bad that I didn't realize that Apple Hill was many farms?
You thought it was like one farm?
It was one farm because like the only time I went there was with a school trip.
Oh my goodness. And just to the one place? Now, have you been to Apple Hill since the school trip?
No.
We're actually the place I go, our other place right on, we're right near Camino where Apple Hill is. So we get to see a lot of it. There's actually some really good wineries up there. Not that I'm a wine guy, but other people are.
I've checked those out.
Yeah. But like, it has really got it gets crowded, dude. I mean, everyone.
Yeah, that's why there's like lines on the freeway.
It gets insane. Like, we know in the fall, if we're up there, there's certain times you do and don't travel back, because normally it takes about an hour 10 door to door from Roseville to where we are in Pollock Pines. But we made the mistake once. It was 2.5 hours back home. We're just like, dude, and then because you get to that one stop on 50 in Placerville where they have the light.
Yeah.
And it just backs up everywhere. But brother, fall, leaves, crisp air, NFL football, red zone, smoking meats. Just why can't it be like that year round? Wasn't that utopia?
I think that's Bodega Bay.
I love Bodega Bay. Although Bodega Bay has gotten a lot more crowded over the years, but I do love Bodega Bay. It does get a little windy there, but I don't mind it. I keep going norther on the coast, and it keeps getting, I've been to Walla since I was a kid. I've mentioned this before, and then we do Manchester a lot, but now we've gone up to kind of the Oregon coast, the southern Oregon coast, Gold Beach, Brookings. What was the one we did last year? Oh, Tillamook, where they make the cheese and the ice cream. You have Tillamook that does the cheese and the ice cream, and that you have a whole dairy thing you can go into, and they take you on a tour, and you get free cheese samples, and yeah, exactly. And then what's funny though, I don't know, you've seen Tillamook ice cream, you've seen Tillamook cheese. Have you seen Tillamook jerky, beef jerky?
No.
It's very popular.
They make them out of the cows.
So this tripped me out, man. Like, my world turned upside down. So we go to the dairy and we do the whole tour, and then there's a big restaurant connected to it that you go in, ice cream and cheese and other foods. And then I asked somebody that works there, I was like, look, I'm curious, is there a separate section where you guys do do you guys do a jerky tour? Because I'm actually kind of interested in that. And the look they gave me was a little bit weird, like they've gotten the question before, but also a little uncomfortable. And they're like, yeah, I'm sorry, sir, that has nothing to do with us. Then I did find the Tillamook jerky plant, and we went there. It's just a big store. You don't get to watch them make it. And they explained it. Tillamook's the city. Nobody's allowed to have rights to it. So the Tillamook jerky people, or actually, I don't even know who came first, but one of them basically is piggybacking the other's popularity, and everybody thinks that Tillamook jerky and meat products are the same as Tillamook dairy, and they're not. They're completely different. And I thought about it, I'm like, now that you've explained that to me, it makes 100% sense. Like if Sacramento ice cream was a thing.
Well, I'm guessing like it's a small area. I'm guessing when it first started, it's like, oh, that's the ice cream place.
Yeah.
That's the cheese place.
That's
the
right.
Tillamook Dairy. That's where we go.
That's right. That's
Tillamook jerky.
That's right. If you, I'm sure you've had a Tillamook beef stick before, at least, because I think that's the real popular thing. And yeah, a lot of you guys, and yes, Dennis, thank you. Less people. There's less people. I don't know why that is a controversial thing. I like being in places that have less people. That doesn't mean I always go to places that have less people, especially on vacation. Look, you can't help it. But let me ask you, Chris, can you argue against this? If I were to go and say take the family and the kids and all that, and we're going to go to a beach town and hang out on the beach and fly kites and grill and do all that stuff and just have a nice relaxing week, would you rather go to that place that has, let's say, 1,000 people total in and around the town, or 10,000 people in and around? How could you not want less people?
I would say the argument against that is like there's probably less things to do.
Okay. But I mean, if you have that proofed, like, no, there's the beach and then there's our Airbnb. We don't need anything. And then there's that little restaurant.
Yeah.
Little mom and pop.
Perfect.
I don't want lines. I don't want lines. I don't want crowd. I don't want to be sitting there and then some dude sits in front of me with the back all hairy in front of the ocean.
We've got family friends that live in about 40 minutes north of Truckee in a place called Loyalton. It's about a little over 1,000 people.
Mm-hmm.
And going there, we go there like maybe like once a year, once every 2 years, and just getting out there and like just sitting out at night and there's just no noise. It's just like,
it's the best, dude.
It's like you can literally turn your head off, just like,
right,
just be in the moment.
Look at the stars, hear the wind, smell the breeze, and there's no noise. Nobody's playing whatever, and
But I wouldn't want to live there.
That's the thing. It's a good place to visit. Wouldn't want to live there, and that's why when I hear people are like, "Oh, we're not having enough babies. There's not enough population," I'm like, "Good. What are we at now? 7 billion people? 8 billion people? We need 4 billion. I think 4 billion is the sweet spot. 4 billion people. That's the sweet spot for the world. 4 billion.
All right, Thanos.
Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not implying that we should lose 3 billion people in this. I'm saying let's just balance it. 4 billion.
You're literally saying Thanos.
I'm saying in due course, naturally, let's get back to 4 billion. Like, can we get back to 4 billion? Well, look at Wyoming. It's wide open. Nobody wants to live in Wyoming unless it's Jackson Hole. Nobody's pining for Laramie. Maybe Cheyenne.
1974 was the last time that there was only 4 billion people on Earth.
How many do we have now? Well, I think it's like 7 billion. 8 billion? Something like that. Chris is pulling it up.
As of July 2024, 8.2 billion.
Okay, and you said 1974 was 4 billion?
Correct.
Okay, so we have doubled in 50 years? So that means what? By 2074, I'll be gone. You'll be gone probably. Yeah, probably. We're going to have 16 billion people at this rate? I'm saying at that rate? No. What is the In-N-Out drive-thru going to look like, dude? What is Disneyland going to look like? What is 5 o'clock traffic going to be like? Who's out there like, I want more? I want longer lines. I want more. I'm not saying nothing other than let's just keep it at the sweet spot, man. I don't mind a line. Don't take that out of context. I don't mind waiting in a line. I mind waiting, but there's a difference between waiting in a 5-person line and a 30-person line. How is that controversial? Sacktown Sports has teamed up with Tech Shots to get you laced up with the ultimate state-of-the-art simulated shooting range experience, now open in Elk Grove. Don't screw around with the phone lines. Don't worry about it. All you got to do is go to sacktownsports.com. Terms and conditions apply. Why do you have kids, Dave? I have 2. 2. You gotta have the legacy thing. I get 2.
And I have 0, so combined.
We even out. We have 1. All right, we'll take a break. We got to finish up Niners at 9. We got some baseball notes as well. A big firing in baseball. Was it deserved? Also, what's going on with the Niners tonight versus the Raiders? And and Bo Jackson came out with something new, and it's actually pretty sick. We'll talk about that next.
Subscribe to Sacktown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sacktown Sports.
I just don't like going to church, man. I don't like the people there. People at church have like coworker vibes.
Ralph Barbosa, the super cool ass tour.
Like some of them are cool, but most of them, they're just being fake nice because they want that promotion. Like if those are the people that are gonna be hanging out in heaven, I just go to hell.
Saturday, September 7th, the venue at Thunder Valley. Get tickets now. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com. Don't miss the hilarious Ralph Barbosa live.
Where do you go when you need someone to represent you? For me, you want someone that is local and that you can actually get to and talk with. There are plenty of big branded lawyers out there with the name, but you never get to talk to them. So go to SACLegalDefense.com and connect with the law offices of Jonathan Gonzalez. He's local, he'll represent you, and he'll have your back. Whether it's expungements, wrongful termination, when you're in a spot when you need legal help, call the law offices of Jonathan Gonzalez at 916-304-9187.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting,
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
Thank you to everybody on the text line. Everyone on the text line is saying, "Hey, dude, don't tell anyone, but there's actually this really cool place that isn't crowded that you go to here on the beach and here on that." I did math wrong on the chat. Sorry. Yes, 12 billion. My bad. Yes, down with lines, down with traffic, down with people getting all the good tickets to the concert. I want a shot at it. It's not controversial. Come on. What is controversial, though, is, well, I wouldn't say it's controversial, but what is sad, what will always be sad. I had fun with my Raider friends on the chat, but one thing I think we can all agree on: Niner fan, Raider fan, doesn't matter. I think we can all agree on this, and if you can't agree, then you're wrong. Bo Jackson was awesome. Like, Bo Jackson was such a badass, and it sucks that his career got cut short, and that play against the Bengals that to this day, well, I don't even like watching it. Not that it, and I don't like watching it, not because it's one of those, turn away, like Theismann or Alex Smith or what. No, or who was I always mix it up. Somebody help me. Who was the Raider that got his leg basically broken in half? Was it Napoleon Kaufman or McCallum? Was it Kaufman? I think it was McCallum, wasn't it? Anyway, someone will help me out. But my thing is, you watch the Bo Jackson clip against the Bengals, and it looks like he got tackled because he got tackled. But that led to the hip thing, which led to, everyone knows the story. Well, it was McCallum. Thank you. So the thing is, anything Bo Jackson does now, I think, just has a certain bit of cool to it because he's arguably the greatest athlete of all time. So when I see that he's got a brand new shoe coming out, it is the Nike Air Trainer SC High, and the colorway is, quote, Raiders away. And I wish I could show you the clip on radio. Look it up. But it's a white shoe. The swoosh is in black. There's like 4 from top to bottom, black stripes around the swoosh, and then the kind of gray piping. I mean, it's obviously Raider colored shoes, but look, silver and black and white is just awesome looking colors. No matter what you want to say about the Raiders, and I love saying a lot about the Raiders and Raider fans because it's fun, but can't say anything about the jerseys. Can't say anything about the color scheme. No. So I am all for Bo Jackson's shoe. Now, Bo Jackson, I would imagine, will not be in attendance in tonight's great matchup versus the San Francisco 49ers. Final preseason game. And I'm glad the final preseason game is Niners-Raiders because it adds a little bit of extra something fun. Like I said earlier in the show, if you didn't hear, tonight we're playing our weekly Spades night with our other couple friends, and he's a huge Raider fan. I'm a huge Niner fan, so we'll watch the game together and have fun. Starts at 7:00, NFL Network. We told you the line earlier was Niners by 7. Now it's Niners by 9. Raiders must not be playing anyone. It does sound like the Niners will play Brock Purdy at least a little bit. What are you looking for? Look, it's preseason. We're not going to overhype it, and we're not going to make it sound like it's something you got to watch. But I will watch it, because not much else on, but also it is interesting to see a lot of these backups, guys trying to fight for the team. And it also makes me think too, with how fun Hard Knocks is to watch. It's I wonder if every team did something like that in camp, and obviously you can't have Liev Schreiber narrate it, and you're not going to have the 37 cameras. It's not going to be as good. But if every team really did sort of a extended weekly episode behind the scenes, just where you could get to know these guys. That's what the thing I love about Hard Knocks. Like, I watched a lot of Bears preseason yesterday, the game, not because I care about the Bears, but you learn about this guy and his wife, and they just moved here, and then that you get the human interest. So then when I see them on the field, good or bad, it adds interest to me. So, it would be nice if I'm watching the game tonight. And I know, because I'm a Niners guy, I know some of these players trying to make the team and all that. And it's a little bit of a different situation for the Raiders, because the Niners mostly have that team, secured at the top end. The Raiders are a team trying to up and come and look for diamonds in the rough, draft picks that they're trying to grow and develop. So it's a little bit of a different scene for both. And also a lot of it depends on who the coach is and what the coach's habit is, I should say, what they want to do. But I'm going to watch. And I don't care. I'm not going to freak out if Brock Purdy doesn't do well, but I'm not going to lie. I would like to see him have a good series or two. Just so I can sleep better over the next couple weeks. Brock Purdy has earned the rope to have an off preseason or look this way, that way, whatever it may be. I'm not worried about it. I'm really not. But I'd feel better. The Mariners fired Scott Service. They are at 500, but the problem is they had a 10-game lead a couple months ago. They had a 10-game lead. And the theme, or at least my take on this all day, has been, look, I'm not saying I like when somebody loses their job. Don't get me wrong. But philosophically, I like this. And I think it should happen more often. I think if you're coming down the stretch of a season, whether you're in football, basketball, or baseball, and the general manager kind of has to do his job here, but it ain't that tough. They're around the team. They're, you and me, whether you fanning, me mediating, or somewhere in the middle, we're all watching everything. And I don't know any more than you. You don't know any more than me. We're all just trying to do our best to guess and make that guess educated. But a GM, well, you're in the locker room. if you want to be. You're traveling with the team. You're talking to players, like one-on-one talking to them. You're seeing in the hotel lobby. Hey, Bill. Hey, come sit down. How's it going, man? Let's catch up. And the players are going to be open with you. You're the one that acquired them. You're the one that you're ultimately, no matter who it is, you're the one that gave them the job. So a GM has insight that none of us have, obviously. So if a GM is feeling that feeling in the locker room, talking to the players, I guarantee you the Mariners GM has heard from more than a couple of those Mariners players over the last few weeks. Yeah, dude, he's lost the locker room. It just ain't working. We love him. But it just ain't working. And you make a decision. Now, if you're within some sort of hope of making the postseason, and you pretty much know that this guy ain't coming back next year, why keep him around? Why not try to, give an interim a chance to, you just fired one of the generals that usually perks everybody up, stands them at attention. Well, if he can go, am I going? And a lot of times will completely change the whole makeup and attitude of the team. Sometimes for the worse, sometimes for the better. Why not push your chips in and take a chance when you already know the Titanic's sinking anyways? Why not at least try to grab a lifeboat? I don't know why this doesn't happen more in other sports. Why just let it? Why just waste the season? Now, I'm not saying this will happen. In fact, I'll happily say and openly say that it's a really, really, really good chance that it will not happen. But if the Mariners go on a hot streak and they sneak into the playoffs, and at that point, at that point, it's house money. God forbid they do some sort of damage because they have the talent. And you look at their remaining schedule. They have 3 coming up with the Giants at home, then the Rays, then they go at the Angels and Oakland for a combined 7, then St. Louis, that's 10. They've still got another series with Oakland to finish the season. They're going to play Texas and Houston, so they're going to have some divisional games. And they're sitting 5.5 back of the Astros. Well, then it was worth it. And it's worth it anyways. And I think we should see that. I think we should do that more often. By the way, Aaron Judge now has 48 home runs. That total would have won the home run crown in 13 of the last 24 seasons. And it's August 23rd. He still has over a month to play. That Aaron Judge guy, number 99, he may be mean to kids, according to Little League, but he is pretty good. Sacramento's home. We'll take a break. When we come back, what to watch this day in sports, celebrity birthdays, and let's get to Friday Fun and Games right after this.
The only place you'll find De'Aaron Fox is Sacktown Sports.
Spins away from the defender, in the paint, soft floater. That's a great play by De'Aaron Fox.
Hey, Sacramento, it's De'Aaron Fox, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Roseville Auto Mall.
I'm Dirk Verdorn in the KCRA3 Weather Center, and today we have a bit of sunshine this morning, but increasing cloud cover. As the weather system moves in, this will bring the chance for some cooler temperatures with daytime highs in the mid to upper 70s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA3 News and the KCRA3 app.
This Labor Day, head to the Roseville Auto Mall for our biggest sale of the year. It's the only place where you'll choose from 20 top brands. Brought to you by 17 award-winning dealers. The giant Labor Day sale at the Roseville Auto Mall, where selection, savings, and satisfaction meet.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Xfinity Mobile. Connect to the most reliable 5G network nationwide. Well, when the A's blanked the Rays 3-0 on the 19th, it marked the A's 11th shutout this year, and that's third best in the American League. It also was their 54th win, so 16 more for 70. Now, the A's won just 50 games a year ago, so a 20-game improvement last year to this year, that would be pretty impressive.
Want to save on some of the biggest names in streaming on the network made for streaming? Now through September 21st, get 150 megabit Xfinity internet for 12 months with a 1-year contract. And for just $15 a month, add the new Stream Saver that includes Peacock, Apple TV Plus, and Netflix for just $35 a month. Switch at Xfinity.com today. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay to stored bank account. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. After promo, regular internet rates apply. Currently $54 a month. Actual speeds vary. Stream Saver requires Xfinity internet or TV and price subject to change.
Hey, this is Greg Papa. Are you working through a major insurance claim? SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to, not what just some adjuster working for an insurance company thinks you should get. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
To make switching to the new Boost Mobile risk-free, we're offering a 30-day money-back guarantee.
So why wouldn't you switch from Verizon or T-Mobile?
Because you have nothing to lose. Boost Mobile is offering a 30-day money-back guarantee.
No, I asked why wouldn't you switch from Verizon or T-Mobile?
Oh.
Wouldn't.
Because you love wasting money as a way to punish yourself because your mother never showed you enough love as a child?
Whoa. Easy there.
Yeah.
Applies to online activations. Requires port in and auto pay. Customers activating in stores may be charged non-refundable activation fees.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Carmichael Dave here for Capital Casino. Sacramento summertime heat is back. And of course, Cap Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room, wants to invite everyone to soak up some air conditioning, still with the most variety of table games in the region. And as always, the best food, best service, and the best action, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. Capital Casino, of course, reminding everyone to please make sure you gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
The feet have a really big impact on how the rest of the body moves. The knees, the hips, the lower back especially. If the foot isn't properly aligned, all of these joints are going to function incorrectly. That results in a lot of muscle tension and chronic pain. What I really like about the Good Feet system is that the right arch supports can put the foot in its proper alignment. So all the joints of the rest of the body will be aligned properly as well. And when the body's aligned, we can reduce the risk of injury and chronic pain.
Come to the Good Feet store now for a free fitting and test walk.
Bonneville International Radio Station contests are open to participants at least 18 years of age and older that are residents of California and who reside in one of the 6 counties that make up the Sacramento metro area, unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contest are not eligible to win, unless the station otherwise specifies in its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 30 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. For a copy of the general contest rules, visit khtk.com.
In the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and vocal.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Well, someone says the Raiders kind of have their own version of Hard Knocks on YouTube called Behind the Shield. Want to remind you all, the voice of the 49ers in the greatest job in the world, Greg Papa, back again Fridays right here on your home of the Niners, Sacktown Sports, each and every Friday. Can't think Niners without Greg Papa.
What's weird is I'm looking forward to the bye week.
The Niners bye week?
Yeah, because that's when we got all of those great Greg Papa stories.
Oh, it's Greg Papa story time.
Yeah.
Yes. Man, I can't. It's hard to think Niner. When you think Niners, you think Greg Papa. It's almost like that's the only job he has ever had. Born to be the Niners play-by-play voice.
Didn't he do like basketball at some point?
I think he did Warriors for a while and A's.
Yeah,
but when it comes to football, Greg Papa, baby. Niners at Raiders tonight. Giants at Mariners. Brewers go to the Coliseum. And on this day, speaking of the A's, on this day, August 23rd, 1980, Charlie Finley sold the A's to Walter Haas for $12.7 million. What's so hilarious about that is that if John Fisher was willing to sell the A's for $12.7 million right now, we would 100% be able to raise the money. We would completely do it. We would do it Here They Stay all over again.
Oh, man. First fan-owned baseball team.
That would be so awesome. That would be so awesome. Gaylord Perry, just 2 years later, would be ejected for throwing a spitball. Oh, dude, you cheated. I love how Gaylord Perry... Gaylord Perry's in the Hall of Fame, right? Oh, that's a dumb question. Let me just make sure. Sometimes I get fooled. I'm pretty sure he's like a first ballot Hall of Famer, but I could be wrong. I love it how like everyone gets on, I don't know, Barry Bonds. Is he not in the Hall of Fame? He's got to be in the Hall of Fame. Come on. I love everybody gets on Barry Bonds for, taking steroids and everybody else. But why did Gaylord Perry just kind of yeah, he was elected to the Hall of Fame in his third year of eligibility. Excuse me. Is Gaylord still with us, by the way? He is still with... No, he's not. Sorry. That's terrible. It looked like he was still with us. I didn't scroll down. No, he died 2 years ago. That's right. Aged 84. Why did everyone just be like, oh, yeah, he spit on the ball, LOL. That's funny. He cheated. And he's in the Hall of Fame. He cheated. What's the difference between spit and I guess an emery board is an external device. Still cheating. By the way, I don't know that a spitball should be cheating. If it comes from if it's part of your body, I question as to whether or not it should be cheating.
Yeah, I don't know, like, how much more does it, like, spit does it have to be to consider it a spitball? Because you always see pitchers licking their fingers.
Right. So you just, what, is it a loogie? What is the defining line? And then, like in movie Major League, like, what if you put a little jalapeno in your nose and rub snot on the ball?
I mean, we saw it like a couple of years ago. They were all getting that, what was it, spider attack?
Yes. And they rub mud on the balls before the game. That's a fact. All the umpires or the crew, whoever's in charge of it, they rub mud all over the balls.
The one that was shady was the Rockies and the Humidor and the baseballs.
Yeah, right. Like, who cares? All right, we got to get to the rest of the stuff. Our Raider fans are starting. It's Friday. I think they're already on the booze. They're throwing toys at each other in the pen, in the playpen. Just obsessed with Niner fans and how they're here. Sac Niner fans are the cringiest. Love everything about SF, but the Warriors, huh? Oh, they can't even see it themselves. It's insane. They want to be Raiders so bad. Dude, somebody's got to examine those brains when they die. Like, and I hope it doesn't happen for a long time, but they got to put them in a microscope. Yes, you got me. Just absolutely, as a 49er fan, wish I rooted for a team that was out of state, that moves every 6 years, and that hasn't won a playoff game since, Bush's first year? Right?
Which Bush?
Bush 2?
Oh, okay. I think that was 2000. No, 2002.
2002, yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about, weirdos? I'd say they're trolling. I think they kind of are, but also the fact that I wonder. So That's why we call them births. Booger eating Raider fans. Celebrity birthdays are brought to you by Crumble Cookies. Crumble Cookies. Yum, 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 yum. They're so good, and they are what bring family and friends together. And we love them, and we love Crumble Chris. All right, celebrity birthdays. I guess I'm playing
celebrity.
Wow.
Celebrity contestant.
Real Sacktown Sports employees of Sacramento, star Simone.
That's the sweetest title ever.
Ah.
Thank you so much.
Have you ever seen any of those reality shows, Simone?
Yeah.
No. I don't watch TV. You know
Right.
that.
Yeah, TV will melt the brain. All right, so here we go. I can't lose to Simone, can I?
Let's go with former Sacramento King, Darren Collison. It's his birthday today.
I think we should play. Should we play by the rule? I feel like this ladies first. Is that still a thing, or is that like offensive now? I don't know. I'm trying to be polite. You're the guest. We'll let you choose, Simone. Would you like to go first or second?
Oh, second, please.
Damn it! All right, who are we doing? You said Collison.
Darren Collison.
UCLA's Darren Collison is 40.
44, please.
Dave is closest. He is 37.
Dang it.
Wow, it's actually under that.
How about another former Sacramento King? Seth Curry.
Seth Curry.
Nice.
Seth Curry.
I will say Seth. Oh, I'm going to be off by a year. Seth Curry's 35.
33, please.
Is he right in the middle?
We got a tie.
Yeah,
34 for
Damn
Seth
it.
Curry.
Yeah,
He's 33 yesterday. That's probably
Okay.
what Simone was thinking. All right. Let's go with comedian Jay Moore.
Who?
Jay Moore?
Jay Moore. He was in Jerry Maguire. He was Burt Sugar, the other agent.
Okay. Yeah.
Ooh, this is a tough one because he could be. Oh, there's like a 10-year squish here. I'll say Burt Sugar. Wait, not Burt Sugar. he's a lot older. I'll say Jay Moore is 55.
Give me 57, please.
Dave is closest. Jay Moore is 54.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm glad you were going to say 60 or something. Okay.
We all remember him. He plays for the Kings right now. Jeremy Lin. It's his birthday today. The Taipei Kings.
What? Oh, boy. Jeremy Lin.
Lin Sanity.
Yeah. No,
Familiar.
so that one, okay, different here. I'm just trying to do some math here. I'm going to say Jeremy Lin is 38.
36, please.
We have a correct answer. And it is Simone Rickford.
Wow. She's excited.
That's
I love that.
baby.
36 years old today.
I love the passion.
All right, last one. Lil Yachty. How old's Lil Yachty today?
Dave, I can't wait to hear.
Oh, God. Well,
Can you just describe for,
yes,
just,
Lil Yachty, descendant of Big Yachty. Let's see.
first of his name?
Yes.
He's actually a descendant of Lil Container Ship.
Lil Tugboat. Lil Yachty. God, I just want to be close. I don't want to be embarrassingly off.
Sure.
Lil Yachty is 31.
I think this is a young man's game here. So give me 28, please.
One of you is 1 year off. And it's Simone Rickford. Yeah! He is 27.
Oh, I was hoping he was 29. Then I'd at least be kind of honestly, dude. Lil Yachty could have been 49, and I wouldn't. That was a total guess. I literally know none of anything. Maybe I do, but I don't know it. Anything Lil Yachty's done.
You've heard him before.
I probably is it one of during the break. I'll go to Spotify and I'll play his top song and see if I've heard it. I'll be honest when we come back with Friday Fun and Games next.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sacktown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco! It's all on his shoulders. Rocks. He fires for the win.
He's got the triple. Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sacktown Sports and SacktownSports.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system and you were a bit surprised at how much it cost? Or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
The best things in life, they come in twos. 2 scoops of ice cream, 2 tacos. And now for a limited time, get our best deal of the year. Buy any phone when you switch to Consumer Cellular and get 2 months of service free. That's right, the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage as Big Wireless, now with 2 months free. Proof the best things in life really do come in twos. Visit ConsumerCellular.com or call 1-888-FREEDOM. Second and third month of monthly base service fee waived for new customers with a purchase of a phone and activation by September 2nd, 2024. Taxes, fees, and third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
This is the story of the one. As a facility technician installing a new welding station, he knows getting the ventilation right is critical for safety. That's why when questions arise, there's Grainger. Grainger offers detailed technical product information online at his fingertips, so it's easy to find what he needs. Because when it comes to safety, having answers means he and his people can breathe a little easier. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
At Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda, we make the dream of owning a new car easy and stress-free.
With prices that you just can't say no to. Save on our best selection of the year during the final days of the Honda Summer Event.
Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Number 1 claims based on 2023 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company sold on report.
Hello, I'm Frank Cock with Retirement Security Centers of the Week Economic Update. There's a saying that you should enjoy some of the fruits of your labor now as you can't take it with you. We're in the beginning of the largest wealth transfer in history, with baby boomers expected to pass $68 trillion in the years to come. Many of these same boomers do not have basic estate planning documents, making them underprepared for this transfer. Many do not plan due to unforeseen potential future concerns they're waiting to address. Health concerns, concerns about inadequate retirement savings, concerns about changes to Social Security, increased debt loads all can lead to inaction. Changes to tax laws that may be contingent on the outcome of the upcoming presidential election may also be a deterrent. Waiting for the Federal Reserve to determine their path forward with interest rates? Well, the Federal Reserve is waiting for upcoming data such as new home sales, initial jobless claims, retail inventory, personal spending, advanced retail inventories, and the July PCE index, all in the next week. There will always be something of concern coming in the future, but the best way to achieve a better outcome is to take the first steps and plan now to be better prepared for what if. How might this affect you or your family? Please go to frankontheradio.com to schedule an appointment, watch videos, and receive market updates. I'm ready to help you start your journey so you can define your future.
Securities and investment advisory services offered through Osaic FA Incorporated, member FINRA SIPC. Osaic FA is separately owned, and other entities and/or marketing names, products, or services referenced here are independent of Osaic FA.
We have finally made it to Friday.
Let's end your week the right way with Friday Fun and Games
On the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Friday Fun and Games, and it's a one-on-one edition. People are just dropping like flies. Chris Watkins is on another one of his vacations. That's what you're supposed to say, I think. And Jason's off golfing for charity.
That's right. That's right.
You know.
You want to hear what just happened?
I do.
So I had to take a phone call. And I knew I was kind of close. And, you know, when I get in here, I don't like to have stuff in my pocket. So I empty my pockets.
Yeah.
Take the phone call.
Wait, why don't you like keep things in your pockets when you get in here?
I'm in for 4 hours. I don't want my wallet in my pocket.
Oh, okay.
Hours,
I got you.
know?
Don't carry a wallet.
Impulsive buy during a break, something. And the door closes behind me. So I have no clue how much longer we have until the segment starts, and I'm locked out. So what do? I call my trusted producer, Simone, and she doesn't pick up. And I'm just stuck out there. And luckily, someone came out and let me.
Wow.
I was just stuck. Yes, I called you.
Oh, she
I
says
did call
she says
you.
You're lying. She says you're lying.
I called you.
She said, "Oh, there's the then she found the missed call."
I can't hear you.
Can't hear her. Yeah, you might want to turn on the mic there, Simone. Still can't hear her. And still can't hear her.
I mean, it's fine.
Yeah, still can't hear her. And
You
that's
know,
fine.
that could have been a disaster.
She's not talking. That's why you can't hear it.
Oh, there we go.
I was just texting you about the show and you didn't text me back.
I called you.
I see that now. That's so bad. My bad, dude.
No.
I keep my phone on vibrate. You know what I mean? I these are not loud
Samesies.
calls coming through, so I apologize.
No, it all worked out.
Yeah. Yell
But,
really
you know,
loud
I was
next
definitely
time.
freaking out. I was banging on the door.
You're freaking out?
We would
Yeah.
come find you, Alan.
You know we have a front entrance, right?
No. To get into this area.
Oh,
The door right there.
Yeah, so we're literally right outside of here.
Angie come and get you?
Yeah, it was Angie.
No.
Oh.
No, it
Who?
wasn't Angie.
You now want to know who it was?
Our KNCI brother.
Oh, Tom.
Oh, Pat, Tom, or Cody?
Tom.
He's okay.
Tom had my back.
Oh, he's been on a roll the last couple
He
days.
really has. Celebrity birthdays. Hey, that was last segment.
It was.
We're doing Friday Fun and Games now.
We are.
And what are we doing here?
We are going to play a game of point counterpoint. I'm going to give you like
scared.
somewhat a controversial
Okay.
sports. Trying to think of. You guys are going to give your opinions on controversial sports things.
Okay. Okay.
So we did the coin toss
Mhm.
backstage.
Yep.
Before we came on.
Yes.
Alan goes first. So Alan, I'm going to give you a subject.
Okay.
And you're going to make a point, and Dave is going to have to counterpoint.
And then what? You
You'll
and
have
Simone.
30 seconds.
You're the judge as to who made the better point. That's how we win here.
Correct.
Okay.
So we're cosplaying first take.
Sure. Whatever you say.
I was going to say a debate, but
Yeah, that's fine.
Go ahead.
Cosplay.
All right, Alan. We are going to have you start with
The hit doctor.
NIL deals.
Okay. This is one near and dear to my heart, and I'll go quickly here. NIL deals, I mean,
30
it's
seconds.
long overdue. As Brian Gumble said, what a great business model. You can make billions and not have to pay the employees. These kids have been making millions and billions for these teams for a very long time, for these schools. I don't want to hear about the student athlete. It doesn't matter. Pay these kids, and I'm glad they're finally getting paid.
Alan didn't even need the full time.
Wow.
For you. All right. So Alan, Dave, you are going to have to go against Alan's point.
Okay. That's cute. Meanwhile, college football has been completely destroyed. I understand that they make money. I get that. But what about the kids that don't have the athletic talent, whose tuition is getting completely jacked up, and they're going into $250 million worth of debt or $1 million worth of debt because the football team needs money? How about we spread that money around, we lower tuition, and make it equitable for all? Why do you hate poor people?
You know,
Is that even true?
I was
Is
ready
that
to
even true?
I was ready to be completely against whatever Dave said. Got to give Dave the point on that one.
But is that true? Is tuition actually going? Why is tuition going up?
Oh, I don't know, but I was just.
That's
you gotta
not
know-
even true.
You gotta know who your judge is. You gotta know who your
He
judge.
doesn't
You
know
gotta know who
that's
your
not
judge
true.
is. That's all.
You're talking. I'm like,
was
is
the-
that a
the key
thing?
word, yeah.
Is that actually a real
Yes,
thing?
yes,
No.
yes. The hit doctor hates poor people. Christopher Live.
All right, second subject.
Ridiculous.
Dave, you get to pick the side.
Can't say that on the air. Yeah, go ahead.
Yours will be Barry Bonds, Hall of Famer or not.
Barry Bonds is the greatest hitter of all time. Was he aided by PEDs? Sure, but what is a PED? Oh, the cream in the clear. Well, Gaylord Perry's in the Hall of Fame, and he loogied on the ball. What about a bunch of Red Bulls? What about crosstops? What about meth? I don't know. Look, maybe he should have an asterisk. Maybe he should be in a special wing, but the best player ever not in the Hall of Fame? That's ridiculous. And if you don't like that, you hate poor people. Done. I don't need anymore. Go ahead, Alan.
Sure.
And I'm sorry to make a point. You're wrong. Pete Rose is the home run leader. So
I hate you in every possible way.
all right, Alan, go.
So those same kids that you speak of from school,
Yeah.
when they grow up, do you want them to think, hey, it's okay if I cheat? Because that's what Barry Bonds did. He cheated the game, and if he was so good, he never would have needed to dip into that. As your parents normally say, if everyone jumps off a bridge, are you doing it too? He can be in the Hall of Fame, but in a different area of the Hall of Fame.
That's what I said.
No, you did not.
Yeah,
literally said that at the end.
No, he did not.
I said put an asterisk and put him in another wing.
No, he did not.
Another wing.
This is rigged.
This
is rigged.
Sorry.
I was getting I thought you were making some very good points.
This is rigged.
But then you made Dave's point.
The hit doctor.
Big dog.
All right, Alan.
0 for 2.
Let's see how you do with this one.
You got 2 strikes on you, hit doctor.
Something
Better foul one off.
Something near and dear to my heart.
Sure.
Alan, your thoughts on public funding for stadiums?
Public funding for stadiums, as far as how it helps the city, I do think it should be a part of the plan, because when those cities do get those public stadiums and get the stadiums, it adds so much more money to each city. So you're going to have to pay it, but you're going to get it back tenfold.
I think I'm just going to need a couple seconds here, Chris. And I'd like you to go ahead and update the scoreboard anyways to 3-0. Yeah, that's great. Let's subsidize billionaires and give them money so they can build more things to screw more people. Meanwhile, our kids need textbooks. Our homeless need homes.
You love schools now.
I love schools.
Everything is a school.
I know this. I'd rather public dollars go towards kids, homeless, and other things everyone can benefit, rather than to billionaires so that they can screw us out of ticket prices and $20 hot dogs. But once again, you prove Dr. Hit hates poor people.
That's the only one he actually won. In my mind, I'm 2-1.
Here's my thing.
I'm 2-1.
How the hell did you pick that side? You went
I don't
first.
know. I don't know.
I was literally.
I was nervous. That was the only one I didn't feel confident on. I should already have 2 wins.
On my kids, my response, because I thought you were going to go against public funding, my response was simply going to be, I got no chance, Chris, give him the point. I was teed up for that. And that's why I looked at you when he went that way.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I was trying to give Alan a...
No. You weren't trying to give me anything.
Right. He gave you...
I didn't want that one.
I'm just...
the first 2, I already won.
Honestly, that would be like, Alan, you got to know that would be like if the next one was like, are billionaires great? And if so, explain. And then I go first, and I'm on the side of billionaire.
Everything was a blur.
Yeah.
On that one.
Hit doctor.
All right. Unfortunately, we've got no more time.
Oh,
with the shutout today.
No, it wasn't a shutout.
And Kit,
2 of those I won. And you just gave it to Dave at the end.
Wow, let's see. We're counting results of something. Somebody disagrees with the result. Is now questioning it. That sounds like something. What does that sound like?
They're going to make a Trout out of Alan.
Lock him up. Lock him
This is the worst crosstalk ever.
Lock him up. Lock him up.
I'm not doing a show.
I don't know how you recover from that.
Alan, I was like, oh, you're going to get the stadium one.
I was...
Burn this tape.
Before this even happened, when he said it was a debate thing and he was the judge, I was counting 0-3 for me, because he just loves to do that.
Well, he set the tone with the first one. I should have got that first win, and then you go from there.
I will say this as we leave. You may have gone 0-3, but honestly, that was the worst performance I've ever seen maybe on the station. Like, it wasn't bad. It wasn't
Zachariah bad.
That's actually a great point. So for Zachariah, for Alan, for Simone, who doesn't let people in, and for the wonderful Chris Roulette, and Jason Ross, who hopefully is teeing off in 5 minutes. Thanks, everybody. Love you so much. Even my Raider fan friends in the chat. Love you all. Be safe. Want you all back here on Monday. Light the beam. Bye-bye now.
Malik Monk plays here.
Left, goes right, steps back, launches the 3. No,